GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Drive for the GHSA state title.
Friday nights mean high school football in Georgia, and tonight to drive for the GHSA state title, presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com, brings us to the campus of Carrollton High School in Grisham Stadium. As the Valdosta Wildcats at 9-2 get ready to take on the Carrollton Trojans at 11-0. Hello, everybody. I'm Brandon Adams, happy to be joined alongside Rusty Manziel. And as you can tell, we're high atop Grisham Stadium here, welcoming all of you to the second round of the GHSA state playoffs. And what a game we have for you here tonight. And perhaps the biggest storyline in tonight's game involves the Valdosta Wildcats. Quarterback Todd Robinson, four-star athlete, probably going to be a defensive back here at Georgia, but he's been an outstanding quarterback here for the Wildcats, and yet tonight perhaps hobbled a little bit by an ankle injury. Now, last week, big-time performance through the air in a round one win for Valdosta against Walton, but how much he can run tonight going to really tell us a lot about the Wildcats' chance of coming on the road and getting this win.
Yeah, you talk about a very elite athlete and what he's done through the year. Obviously, he's not 100%, but I will tell you this, Brandon, watching him pregame, he was a lot better than I thought. And what he did last week against Walton, what they're going to rely on him tonight, especially with the ball in his hand, dynamic playmaker at quarterback. He threw for 400 yards last week. I mean, that's no joke against Walton. He can hurt you on both sides. At Georgia, he's going to play defensive back.
Valdosta is the 3 seed from Region 1 on the road last week at Walton, now on the road this week against top-ranked Carrollton, the number 1 team in the 6A classification. And speaking of the Trojans, obviously everybody knows the story here. This is a team led by Julian Juju Lewis. It's amazing how time passes. It seems like just yesterday we were talking about the freshman phenom and what he was doing, leading Carrollton that year all the way to the state finals. But after reclassifying, this is his final run through the state playoffs here in Georgia. And after last year's season for Carrollton, ended in the state quarterfinals, they clearly have their sights set on the first state championship for this program since 1998.
Which is crazy. They have not won a state championship since 1998. This team has been on a roll. They have beat everybody in front of them. They are playing great. If you're Juju Lewis, you kind of take a deep breath. It's over with now. The announcement's over with. You got through that. The goal is to win the state championship and finish off your career. I'll say this for him, and he knows this. All the awards, all the accolades, it's going to have an asterisk beside it if you don't win a state championship at Carrollton. He needs to do that. He wants to do that. This town, this school wants to do that.
And obviously, as Rusty pointed out, big week for Juju this week, making that pledge to Colorado fresh off a recent decommit from USC. Of course, 2 great coaches here, both with college experience in the past. Shelton Felton from Valdosta, Joey King, now back in the state of Georgia with Carrollton having great success here. Both those coaches standing by with our Kaylee Manziel here right now.
Hello all, and welcome to the Coaches Interview presented by Georgia Match. I'm Kaylee Mansell with tonight's head coaches, Joey King and Shelton Felton. You have no idea how long I have waited to say that. I'll come to you first. It's a rematch from last year's second round, exactly right here in this spot. What about this year's team is different?
Well, it's different all around, different players, different momentum. We're playing a different style of football this year, and we just think we're a different team all the way around.
Last year we were here when your season ended a little bit earlier than expected. What did you take away from that loss, and how do you feel like it helped better prepare you for it this time around?
That's questions for me?
Yeah.
For the Valdosta game last year?
No. We were here at the other one.
Yeah. Okay, I was about to
wasn't going to say it.
Yeah. No, it's okay. No, I mean, again, last year's touchdowns don't have anything to do with this year's game. You know, just like Coach said, we're a different team. I think we grew closer together in the offseason, and this team's a little bit tighter than last year's was, and hopefully that'll pay dividends for us.
Watched Camden last week. I know y'all come from one of the toughest regions in all of the state. When you look back on the season as a whole, what's maybe that game or moment that you feel like helped prepare you for what you're about to face out here?
It's a good question. I would say probably the Moultrie game, the atmosphere, the physicality, just all around, and the great offensive coach. I think Coach King is a really good offensive guy. And I think Coach Calhoun is a great offensive guy. So they really think the moment prepared for facing great offensive guys.
Coach, you've coached a lot of notable players over the years. This year is not any different. A lot of star-studded guys with national recognition. What's always been your advice to them on how to block out the noise and focus on the task at hand?
Again, just to focus on the task at hand. You know, external stuff, external factors can affect who we are. And those guys have done a really good job of being unselfish. You know, so we spread the ball out a lot of different people touch it, and on any given night, anybody can have a big game. And those guys never complain. If they're not getting the ball, they're blocking their tails off for each other. So they've done a great job with that this year.
Coach King, Coach Felton, I feel really lucky that we get this game tonight here on this field. Excited to see what happens, guys. We'll be back right after this. Off on this?
I don't know. Just take it off.
Safety violation, unsafe work conditions.
In the construction trades unions, safety is our highest priority, and we train you to recognize and speak out on unsafe working conditions so that everyone arrives and goes home safely. Learn about careers in construction at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
This makes my dad proud. He went through his whole career as an employee. Now I'm the employer, something he didn't achieve.
We are signatory to IBEW and do IBEW people wherever we go that we feel like they are faster and better than any of our competition.
The advantages of being a signatory contractor is you're trained employees. You have unlimited manpower. It allows me to bid on jobs that I ordinarily would not go after.
Basic combat training is a 10-week experience that will challenge you both physically and mentally. Each phase of your training will introduce you to new soldier skills, building and advancing them along the way. You and your fellow soldiers will work as a team to accomplish each mission, overcome each obstacle, and earn the right to wear the black beret of an Army National Guard soldier.
Great teams are committed, focused on the details, and work hard to be their best. From practice to games, right down to their gear. Your field is a critical part of the game that allows your athletes to showcase their athletic abilities. Sports Turf is committed to bringing your team innovative sports surfaces with unparalleled performance. You bring the vision. Our team brings it to life.
For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
The drive for the GHSA state title is presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Transform your future today.
Welcome back, everybody. Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel, Kaylee Manziel in our host position, getting ready for our drive for the GHSA state title. Second round action between Valdosta and Carrollton. And, of course, let's check out our coin toss here. You see Valdosta in the white, Carrollton in the home black and gold. Of course, it's brought to you by R.S. Andrews. Valdosta is going to win the toss here. And we'll see them coming up here in a moment. They'll choose to get the football here.
Yeah,
and of course, we'll take our, choosing to elect to receive here. We will also get our weather report here before we kick things off here today, brought to you by Personal Touch Lawn Care. By far the coldest game we've had all season long. Temperatures at kickoff 43 degrees. Got a little bit of a breeze blowing through here, too, so everybody bundle up. But this is what you want. You want to be cold weather because that means you're playing late into the season, and that is certainly the case for both these teams here tonight as the second round gets ready to begin. Julian Vargas will have the honors here for Carrollton, and with that, we are underway. Live tonight, Grisham Stadium, Carrollton, Georgia. Ball goes into the end zone for a touchback, and that is where Valdosta will begin its first possession of the game, and a chance to see Todd Robinson coming out at quarterback. The Georgia commit, a defensive back, and a guy who has a chance to be an outstanding one, but a quarterback here in high school. And of course, not the only thing that's good about this Valdosta offense. We see these starters here. Keep your eye on a couple of sophomore running backs tonight, including Darren Foster, who, by the way, has kind of battled his own injury. Prince Jean, the outstanding wide receiver, he had an 80-yard touchdown pass to start last week's game for the Wildcats there at Walton. Robinson on first down, going to hand off here. Carrollton's going to meet it right there behind the line of scrimmage. A gang of Trojans there to make that tackle. That's going to lose yards to begin the game. And we'll also check out the Carrollton starters on defense here. Obviously, a secondary that's filled with guys with major college, including Zealous Hicks on his way to Texas. A.J. Camardi, you'll recognize that last name. Shanar Arnaud is now an Auburn commit. So you're talking about a lot of star power in the back half of that Carrollton defense. In motion, here goes Prince Jean on second down. It's going to be a dump off to the running back. Big hit right there on Marquise Fennell. And that's going to bring up third down here. Fennell barely got past the line of scrimmage, maybe got a couple.
Yeah, both teams going to play with a lot of pace tonight. Valdosta traditionally kind of mixes in the run game. They are definitely spread right now with Todd Robinson. Very young team, start a lot of sophomores across both sides of the ball.
So it's 3rd and 8 now for Robinson. Whistle blows.
Back Valdosta.
They're going to back them up here, make it 3rd and now long. Of course, it'll give us a chance to see our officials here. Brought to you by the
false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Brought to you by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Todd Downs, our referee, Ashton Wilkerson, Gerald Douglas, David Reynolds, Nicholas O'Donnell, all a part of this crew here tonight.
My guy David Reynolds is over the instant replay for the state championships. Okay. Talked to him a little bit before the game, and he's saying it's very close to maybe potentially a couple years having instant replay in all playoff games.
Robinson will throw. The intended target that time was Prince Jean. Shamar Arnaud had the coverage. That's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, Arnaud's a Auburn commit, recent flip from USC. Long 6'1" corner. Very talented player.
So Valdosta going to have to punt. Back deep to receive is Peyton Zachary for Carrollton.
Flag.
The punter for Valdosta is Corey Howard, one of the defensive ends.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
So second false start of the opening drive for Valdosta, and that's going to put Howard right there in the shadow of his own end zone. And with Zachary back deep here, be really careful. The electric receiver looking to make something happen here in the special teams. Howard will stand at the L in the Carrollton name in the end zone, gets the kick away. It's going to bounce right at midfield. Zachary has to watch it roll, but it kind of drops dead there at the 44-yard line. And so with that, Carrollton and its quarterback Juju Lewis, the newly minted Colorado recruit, going to step out here. And we'll see our starters on offense here for Carrollton. Kamari Farmer gives the extra dimension to this offense. Really good year on the ground for him, but obviously a great collection of receivers. Peyton Zachary, Ryan Mosley, Zion Cooley playing that tight end position. Of course, along the offensive line, you've got Cole Norrid on his way to Army. Zyke Hilton playing the tackle spot, probably an interior offensive lineman in college. Yeah. The former Alabama commit, though, mans the right side here at the tackle position for the Trojans. Handoff on 1st down. That is Farmer. Farmer may have gotten a couple there.
Yeah, Farmer kind of got thrown into the action last year when Bryce Hicks broke his leg. Remember the first game last year?
Right.
And then Farmer's this sophomore. Nobody knows anything about, has this great year last year.
You take a look at what Valdosta's got going on defensively. Marcus Williams, the nose man, leads the team in tackles. And speaking of tackles, they're going to get a big one on Julian Juju Lewis here, bringing him down for a sack. Cameron Brown comes in and brings Lewis down.
Yeah, they're going to bring a blitz from the outside. The corner blitz comes in. They do a good job of not rushing up the field. They kept Juju Lewis in the pocket, and when they did, they had an unblocked corner, and they brought some pressure from the backside, anticipating a throw on 2nd down. Good call by Valdosta to put Carrollton behind the chains.
And now it's 3rd and long for Carrollton here. They've got 4 receivers, 2 by 2. Couple of deep safeties here for the Wildcats. Lewis with time, but now that time's going to run away, and he's going to just try to dump it off to Farmer. Farmer's going to catch the 40-yard line. Now he's going to go 50. Down inside Wildcat territory at the 49, but still a few yards short of the 1st down.
It'll be interesting here. Joey King might at least get on the ball and see if he can get a cheap 5. They're going to come off the field. They're going to punt.
Jamil Lundy had his hand on Lewis. You thought he might bring him down. Almost maybe had him in the grasp. Lewis did a good job, though, of getting rid of the football.
They're going to look. They're coming. They're on the ball.
Yeah, they are. Lewis. So they show punt, and then Lewis comes up, and that's going to.
Good job by Valdosta calling a timeout.
Prior to the snap.
They faked taking everybody off the field.
Valdosta.
Let you relax a little bit, then they run everybody back on. Can we go back to that replay? That might have been a face mask on Farmer. I know it's early in the game, but, man, you hate watch and see when Farmer catches the ball right here. Watch the Valdosta defender come up. See if they get a face mask. Ooh, it's close. It's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, maybe.
I thought it was a little more. You see him adjusting his helmet, so I kind of thought he got more of a grip, but I agree with that. That was.
Lewis was almost shades of Brett Favre on that, right?
Yeah,
where you just sort of dump it off any way you can. And to his credit, I almost wondered, I almost thought it was maybe like an ill-advised decision.
Yeah.
But actually, he did a good job of getting it away.
Extend the play there.
Extend the play and now give you a chance to live here on 4th down.
I like the old school jacket over there. No Green Bay Packers looking Trojan jacket. I got to give me one of those, man.
You'd see like Walter Payton wearing on the sideline or something like that. So after the gamesmanship of rushing the offense back, Valdosta calls the timeout. And now Carrollton going to send its punter back out here. Julian Vargas there to do that. And that's going to. So back deep to receive this is going to be Eli Lewis for Valdosta. Ball going to bounce inside the 20. Rolled dead there around the 14-yard line. So both teams have possessions. Neither team's able to really scratch offensively. But, boy, we got a good one brewing here, so we're glad to have you with us on the Peachtree Sports Network here tonight.
TV, timeout.
Thank you for watching Georgia High School Heroes presented by Ingalls. I'm Chris Bainbridge, and we're taking a look at some of the greatest high school football players ever to play the game in the great state of Georgia. Having one player from your town on this list is impressive. Having two brothers? Well, that's singularly unique. But that's what we have with the Sharp brothers from Glenville. We've already reviewed the accolades of older brother Sterling. This week, the spotlight shines on Shannon Sharp. The Hall of Fame tight end dazzled in high school, and the field that witnessed his greatness now bears his name. His football prowess took him to Savannah State, where his dominance continued, and eventually to the NFL, where he starred on back-to-back Super Bowl winning teams with the Denver Broncos. His bust now sits in Canton, Ohio. Thanks for watching Georgia High School Heroes, presented by Ingalls.
Your home for live local high school football is Peachtree Sports Network. Don't miss the action every Friday night, only on PSN. Over the air on 17.2, on cable, and streaming on YouTube TV and Fubo. High school football on PSN is sponsored by McDonald's.
Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
You're watching Peachtree Sports Network, your home for live local sports.
Welcome back. You see our score, no score as of yet, 8:44 to go, first quarter of play. Valdosta, Carrollton, outstanding round 2 matchup here. Wildcats going back on offense for the second time. And it's a running play on first down, trying to get Darren Foster involved. But the Carrollton defensive front is going to meet him right away, and he gets very little, if anything, on that first down carry.
Both teams trying to fill each other out a little bit. Just really can tell early Todd Robinson is just, he's more of a run threat as well, but haven't seen him really turn it loose yet on his feet.
Blitz coming on him. He gets a pass away. That's going to be complete right there at the, almost the line to make. Yeah, good enough for a first down. Nice throw and catch there. Eli Lewis, the senior, on the receiving end of that.
Long throw across the field. He's not able to really step into it. Watch him kind of short arm it. Does the job.
They're going to throw again. This is a pass caught right there on the sideline. This time it's Demetrius Hunter who comes up with that catch.
Interesting. Talked to Coach Felton before. I said, hey, you guys come up last night. And he goes, Rusty, we came up last year, the night before, and we lost. The kids did not want to do it. Superstitious. He goes, look, the young guys, if that's what they want to do, we'll come up today.
Robinson now looking to throw again. Another pass caught. That's going to be Hunter again. Second straight catch for him. That moves the chains, and I think that we'd have a flag down. I think as the officials talk it over here, the narrative for Robinson right now going to be pretty similar to what it was a week ago.
Quick release.
The quick release.
Illegal shift against the offense.
Okay, you'll bring that back. I would say based on these two possessions, I don't know that Robinson, who's such a dynamic athlete, I don't know that he's going to be a threat to run tonight. In fact, he's even walking a little gingerly in my eyes right there. Yep. But this is a guy, to his credit, even though quarterback's not his natural position, he's had a lot of success through the air, including several throws already tonight.
Man, I talked to a lot of people about him, and you talking about people that rave about him off the field.
Carrollton shows man coverage. Robinson now rolling right now. He will run. Going out of bounds right there at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, you see him there.
Gets a couple.
See him there, kind of little light coming back.
I said 36. I meant 28.
Interesting, that first possession for Carrollton, Valdosta brought 2 blitzes on 2 of those 3 downs, and twice they had Juju Lewis either sacked or pressure on him.
So looking at third down now, 3rd and 9. Robinson going to give the handoff, and he's going to be met right away. Nothing doing for Foster that time. Big time play defensively by Landon Wolf to wrap him up.
Yeah, they were ready for that play. Tried to come a little misdirection, inside handoff, and Carrollton just eats that up on 3rd and 9.
Both these teams very explosive offensively, but it's the two defenses who've kind of owned the moment here in the first quarter thus far. And Corey Howard going to come back out and punt again.
Well, special teams would be so important in a game like this.
Peyton Zachary did not get a return the last time. Carrollton going to bring guys after. It's a low punt by Howard.
I mean, I don't know how that got through there.
And Zachary, be careful there. Zachary let it roll right to him, then he picked it up, trying to make something happen, but he's lucky he was able to scoop that up because that is not an easy, it's like a ground ball. It's not an easy thing to scoop up off the ground like that. My guess is Joey King would have probably preferred him not do that because the ball was about to roll to a stop.
And it's one of those things, Brandon, you look at it so long. You know what I mean? You look at it so long, you're sitting there trying to think about recovering it.
Let's see our playoff path here for Carrollton, brought to you by the Georgia Sheet Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors Association. Obviously 10-0, ranked number 1 in 6A. They were the region champs from Region 2, beat Decula last week 46-7. And if they were able to win tonight, obviously moving on to a quarterfinal berth, which last year for Carrollton, as everybody on this program knows, is where their season came to an end. They do not want that to be the case here this season. Farmer carries up to the 45-yard line. Got about 8 on first down that time.
Yeah, he is something. He is slippery. He's put together a lot better than I thought. He's muscled up, man. The junior running back, his profile will stock up big time as the season goes on.
Zachary goes in motion. Juju fakes the handoff. Juju now trying to scramble, now just trying to throw it away. And Valdosta once again doing a good job getting into Lewis's face, pressuring him, at least forcing him to make a much quicker throw than he otherwise would have wanted to make.
Yeah, they're getting to him. They're winning some battles up front early on against this Carrollton offensive line.
Lewis obviously going to go down as one of the most prolific passers in Georgia history. Not really a running quarterback.
No, he's definitely a pocket style. Now, he's not a statue, but his game is in the pocket, distributing the ball.
3rd and 3 now. And I believe he got Valdosta to jump. Yeah, hard count by Lewis, well executed. And they make it a first down without having to run a play.
Yeah, that was a...
Prior to the snap, encroachment against the defense. That 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Sold that really good with that clap, too. Nice job there.
Both these teams the same colors, although a different shade of gold here.
Classic uniform.
Oh, my God.
I mean, classic.
You and I both love the uniforms.
Ooh-wee.
This is a helmet game if there ever was one.
No doubt, man.
Lewis takes the snap, now throwing, and it's a forward pass. It's incomplete. Yeah. Zachary was the intended target.
I'll tell you this. Anybody that faces Joey King, I don't care if it was at Cartersville, I don't care where it was, you had to be ready for the screen game. And I'm certain that Valdosta worked on this all week because he will go to the screen game on you.
2nd and 10. Ball sits at the right hash, right on the 49. They need the 41 in Wildcat territory to move the chains. 3 receivers on the left side. A little bit of a high snap for Lewis. Now going to throw it, strike, middle of the field. First down yardage there. That's Peyton Zachary getting involved for the Trojans.
Yeah, that's Juju Lewis's game right there. RPO, change your arm angle. Great ball there by Lewis in the slot, that little skinny post in behind it.
Carrollton plays with pace. Hand off to Farmer. Farmer going to be wrapped up right away by Cameron Brown. Second time tonight. Brown's made a play in the backfield.
Yeah, Cameron Brown's got early offers. The juniors got offers from Central Florida, Georgia Tech, and others. And you see that bringing him a lot off the edge right now. He's unblocked.
Both these teams have outstanding secondaries.
Yes. See him coming from the slot there. He's unblocked.
Boy, it takes a lot of strength also to bring Farmer down from behind like that.
Yep.
2nd and 9, 3 receivers left side. Single deep safety for Valdosta. Another RPO opportunity for Lewis. Going to throw it. He's got a man open, and it's going to be caught inside the 5, and then it's a touchdown. A.J. McNeil. That was our electrifying play of the half, brought to you by England and Stubbs, and a beautiful throw by Julian Lewis.
Great job here. Great protection. They bring a blitz. They pick it up. He goes, it leaves his corner wide open one-on-one. And that's Khalil Malloy, the other number 2 for Valdosta, the other senior DB. Good job by Carrollton there, picking up the blitz. And Juju Lewis drops a great ball for a touchdown.
Carlos Hernandez will come on and try the extra point. And it's good. Last week it was Valdosta against Walton striking fast, building a big lead. Tonight they'll play with a deficit as Carrollton gets the game's first points. We'll take a quick timeout and we'll be right back.
A journeyman with Local 85, when you turn out, you can be hitting 6 figures.
Hey, I have your back, you have my back. We're going to do this together. We're one for all for one.
College just wasn't for me. Let's look into actual career jobs that wouldn't take college, where I wouldn't, lose money and all that. Instead of losing a lot more money at the end, why not make money and make more money at the end?
Are you interested in becoming a deputy or a jailer? The Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office is hiring and looking for individuals passionate about protecting and serving their community. If you are 18 years or older, join our team by visiting GoGCSO.com for more information. Gwinnett County, together, we can make a difference.
Nobody wants to hear the word roaches, because who wants to admit they have roaches?
I actually found some weird roaches. I didn't know what they were. I decided to choose Breda. I reached out to them. They check in routinely. They're explaining what they're doing, so there's a lot of clarity in the process as well. I think that just speaks to the level of safety that I feel with the organization.
The facts are, roaches are everywhere in our environment, so what are you doing to keep them out of your home?
Breda, Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Struggling with food insecurity can feel lonely, yet every community across America is affected by hunger, which is why our Kroger associates work together to rescue nutritious food that would otherwise go to waste in an effort to donate 3 billion meals by 2025. Because we believe everyone should have access to fresh, delicious food. Join the Kroger Zero Hunger, Zero Waste Foundation to defeat hunger and eliminate food waste.
I've used R.S. Andrews 15 years, purchased 2 heating and air systems, so I rely on their technicians for service. I call, they come, it's fixed. And I appreciate Andrews' commitment. He gives it his all. That's how R.S. Andrews makes me smile.
Yikey wawa! Running out of hot water is one way your water heater cries out for help. Call R.S. Andrews. Get a water heater rejuvenation. Your water heater gets added life, you get more hot water. Another way R.S. Andrews makes you smile today.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Drive for the GHSA state title is sponsored by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 613. Electrify your career. The Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office. Serve and protect through dedication, professionalism, and active cooperation with the community. Kroger. Boost by Kroger Plus. More savings, more benefits, a new level of membership. Gatorade. Fuel tomorrow. And by Score Atlanta, your source for Georgia high school sports.
And we are back. 7-0 is our score. Big touchdown throw by Julian Lewis a moment ago. That's our difference. 5:12 to go, first quarter of play. Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel. Julian Vargas going to kick it off here for Carrollton. Ball going to go into the end zone, and that is a touchback, and that's going to bring Valdosta back here offensively. And I think the question that we started the broadcast by mentioning still lingers. What is the offensive game plan for Valdosta if Todd Robinson does not have the extra dimension of his legs right now because of that ankle injury? It certainly appears that he does not.
Yeah, he looks like he's working a lot of quick game, and it's to his right side. I think he's thrown every ball but one to the right side to see if that's something Carrollton picks up on.
By the way, keep your eye on the Breda Pest Management score ticker rolling underneath us to see Manchester already on top of Wilcox County. Is Justice Terry back playing for
He is. Had a really good week last week. Talked with someone that ref that game, said he was really good. Expecting Georgia defensive line coach Trey Scott to be there tonight. Brandon, that's his one and only visit. They get to see him. He's going to be on an official visit to Auburn this weekend. So with about 10 days to go, things are getting very important in the world of recruiting.
4:50 to go here. It's also getting interesting here as well. A couple of yards on first down. Greg Horton comes over and becomes kind of a sniffer there on the left side. Robinson now throwing right. That's worked for him tonight. He likes that spot. He likes that sideline area. Another catch for Hunter.
Yeah, so far he has been right-handed, right side. Comfortable release there. Just Carrollton just trying to keep everything in front of him a little bit.
Carrollton dropping back in coverage. They got 4 guys back right now.
Yeah, they have been unable to run the football so far. Big 93 there. That is C.J. Kelly, the senior. All over that before they can get going.
Kelly's got some offers, and we'll be saying that all throughout the night. Arkansas stayed among the FBS schools to show interest in him. Now looking at 2nd and 11 after the lost yardage play. 2 receivers on each side for Valdosta. Running play right up the middle. Got a handful there for Darren Foster, who, by the way, is not probably 100% in his own right here, but what a dazzling athlete he can be. This is a guy that Shelton Felton, a lot of folks around the Valdosta program say he may be the most exciting sophomore running back in the entire state.
Yeah, they love this sophomore class. A lot of guys there. Offensive line, defensive line, skill players.
Foster going in motion, becomes a receiver on the right side, setting up a screen here. That's going to be Prince Jean who catches it. Gets across the 45-yard line. Well-designed play by Robinson. Nice throw to Jean. The wide receiver screen, and they're going to move the chains again.
He has a great call there against bringing heavy blitz. Todd Robinson does a good job of holding on to it.
RPO now for Robinson, middle of the field. That's a pass caught, 40-yard line. Marquise Fennell that time, another sophomore running back, makes the catch.
Boy, he threaded that needle on that throw.
He really did.
Right in a tight window.
I've seen 2 plays in this drive where a Valdosta player has lost a mouthpiece. That's interesting. There's the handoff to Foster again. Foster that time looked pretty healthy. Got down to around the 35. So all of a sudden, Valdosta finding a little bit of a rhythm offensively here, and a lot of that coming on the legs of Foster.
Yeah, good job not letting Carrollton substitute at all, trying to go fast, try to keep the same guys on the field. They're right back on it, 2nd and 4.
3-by-1 look here. Robinson RPO again. Is that incomplete? Boy. Yeah, Fennell almost had it, but falling down, not able to hold on to it.
It brings up 3rd and 4 here. They're going fast. Tight formation.
Yeah, look at that. I mean,
everybody's.
I mean, that's as bunched as you can be. RPO again, trying that right side again. And the same guy, well, Demetrius Hunter, but this time it's incomplete. Now that's 4th down, and perhaps the first big decision of the night for Shelton Felton.
Yeah, certainly going for this at this point of the field, I would think. Not sure on their kicker, but going to substitute. Going to bring in number 13 there, Greg Horton.
Yeah, that's the tight end.
Flip-flop the formation, plenty of time.
Yeah, Prince Jean going to come over and be the slot man on the right side. They're going to be bunched again, but they do have a couple of receivers now out. Fennell is the running back. Robinson fakes to him again. Now dumping right side. It's going to be short. Big hit right there to prevent that. Looked like that was Jay Hagan, I believe, who came over and made the big hit. You'll talk about a knockback tackle when you had to have it to get off the field. That's exactly what the Trojans got that time.
Great job. He's going to make the first guy miss. Right here, spins off, but he comes in to clean it up. Good job by Carrollton just to hold him there a yard short and get the ball back. Arnaud comes up. It puts a spin move on him, but his teammates there to clean it up on 4th and 4, and a great job by Carrollton. Giving up a few plays, giving up a few chunk plays.
And before Carrollton goes back on offense, let's remind you about our friends at Breda Pest Management, because they know your house inside and out. They got a customized treatment plan that stops any bugs and critters. They do it right, protecting the inside and the outside of your home, because it's the bugs that are inside your house. Those are the ones you want gone. So talk to our friends at Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters. Here is Lewis going to set up a screen again, but this ball is going to fall harmlessly to the ground. I didn't even see the intended target.
I think he was in that kind of scrum of linemen there, but the pressure was on him so quick they couldn't let the play develop at all.
Yeah, if you're talking about the early developments of the game, I know it's only 1 sack, but Valdosta's success in at least messing up the rhythm and tempo of Lewis, one of the game's early storylines. Of course, he still has a touchdown throw.
It's a great throw for that, but they have definitely shown they're going to bring pressure.
2nd and 10.
Come again.
Running play for Farmer. Farmer gets a block and gets across the 45 up to about the 47. Should say 44.
And he does a good job of making the first guy miss and getting north and south.
You're going to see he was down at the 41. That's going to quickly make it 3rd down now. 3rd and about 1. Maybe a long one, if you will. Under 2 minutes first quarter. Carrollton's got just 2 receivers. Handoff, Farmer. I think he got it.
Yeah, they're going to give him the first down. A good job there for showing there. It looked like he was going to get more than that.
Yeah, Valdosta closes quickly to keep it to about a yard, which is all Farmer needed to help his team get the fresh set.
Big defensive lineman Caden Burrows in there, number 99. He's a sophomore nose guard. They love him. That's a big sophomore in the middle.
Handoff again. Farmer finds a burst this time. Gets up to the 49, so gets about 6.
We got the replay on that. Watch 99. You want to talk about watch him strike the center. Watch him disengage. See him in the middle, just get off the lineman, get down the field, and still gets in on the tackle. You'd love to see that out of a young defensive lineman. But man, he striked the center there and got him to the ground, disengaged, and got in on the tackle. But still, good job by Carrollton picking up 5 or 6 there.
Lewis sort of does an RPO to himself that time. Not going to have to jump it off and trying to connect with Zion Cooley, but that's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the misconception on Juju Lewis. He's not really true a dual threat guy. He is a pro style, in the pocket, great arm, accurate arm, not the biggest guy. I mean, he's really a rhythm quarterback, smart, high football IQ, but he is not going to hurt you much with his legs. That's not his game.
3rd and 4 now. 37 seconds. Farmer goes in motion. Pressure coming again. Flag comes in. Are they going to say too much contact there? It's an incomplete pass. Would be 4th down. Zachary was the intended target.
Pass interference against the defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. It's on a first down.
Boy, bang call
that
here.
Is a big call here. Let's see. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got him. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good job by the officials, because in real time, what we're watching is the contact, but you see hands on the hips like that.
Yeah, you cannot hold on there that way.
Good job. So many times when we go back and see the replay, when I'm, to be honest with you, not quite so sure, oftentimes these officials got it right, and that time they definitely did. Lewis again, quick strike, out of bounds there at the 40-yard line. Ryan Mosley comes up with the catch. Mosley's a 4-star, big-time part of this offense.
Yes, junior wide receiver, got offers. Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, Auburn. He's got all the offers as well.
Carrollton wants to go quick now. A couple of safeties back deep here for Valdosta. Lewis now looks at the sideline.
Both teams are going to change up. You see, they're changing their defense. Carrollton's changing the play, moving the formation.
Lewis going to throw it again. It's a strike at the 15-yard line. Still on his feet for a moment anyway is A.J. McNeil. Inside the 15, down around the 13, and here comes Carrollton again.
Got a player injured. That's going to be number 7. That's going to be Seth Brown. If you watch him, he comes in right here, took a shot. He's holding his shoulder. See his shoulder there?
Injury timeout.
Bang, bang play. The play was kind of messed up from the start. He was going to run an RPO, but the running back left him there, so he play faked it to nobody, kind of meshed to nobody. Still was able to deliver a strike.
It's one of the funniest things about football, and obviously we're going to be watching here for the injured player. That's our Northside Hospital injury report. Obviously, we hope that Brown is okay there. That's our Northside Hospital injury report. So we'll hopefully see Seth Brown able to come back in this football game.
You see him moving his shoulder. Probably is a stinger.
That's nice. Yeah, you hope he's able to get back in. But it's funny in football that when you do, whether it's sometimes it's a play action fake yourself, in this case an RPO, even when there's no one there, it still sort of freezes the defense.
It doesn't matter.
It's really amazing how it works that way.
Yes, that's exactly right. Great point. I was froze. There's nobody there to mesh with, and I'm still watching the mesh.
It's our red zone here, presented by IBEW, local 613. Mosley, the 4-star, is by himself here on the right side. Now in motion goes McNeil. Handoff to Farmer up the middle. He's going to fight for a touchdown. 13 yards out for Kamari Farmer. 14th touchdown of the season for him.
Telling you, he is something else now. They want to run the football. That is their game at Carrollton. Jamaica man, he was one-on-one with a linebacker and never got him to the ground.
Yeah, you talked to Joey King this week, to tell you, we're not that big into run, pass, balance, ratio. We just want to take what's there for us, but they know they throw it so well, and now all of a sudden Carrollton going to show you a basically a two-point conversion formation here. Taking the snap now, throwing into the end zone, and well designed. That's a throw that time made by Caleb Hudson. And the catch on that going to be made by Caden Spratling, one of the starters on the defensive side of the ball.
Boy, what a design play, and that's something they saw on tape. And now you show everybody else. If Carrollton were to win this game, everybody else has to prepare for this play.
That's exactly right. So that's extra practice time being spent on that. But it's also an extra point other than what would have been expected. Now 15 for Carrollton to end the first quarter. And if you're Joey King, the Bulldogs from down in South Georgia representing the 1A classification. Hayville Charter, what a season they've had, representing 2A. Sandy Creek representing 3A. Marist last week beating Warner Robins round 1 of the state playoffs. They get the 4A spot. Roswell this week. Interesting second round playoff matchup awaiting them, as can be said about Lowndes too, going to Buford.
20 buses. Lowndes.
That's amazing.
20 buses of players, fans, and band to Buford.
High kick. This will be returnable right there at the goal line. Still on his feet at the 30. going down there as our first quarter comes to an end. So better field position to start this next drive for Valdosta, thanks to a pretty good kick return that time by Eli Lewis. So quick timeout, second quarter coming up. Trojans looking good at home. Number one team standing tall right now.
When you say let's go to breakfast, you mean let's go to McDonald's. Obviously. Mix and match like a chicken McGriddles and hash browns for $2.79. Add a medium iced coffee for $1.99. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
What is GMFB overtime?
It's this, that, and a whole lot of 5 days a week.
Let's go. Here we go.
It's football for everyone.
Weekdays at 10 on Peachtree Sports Network. True to Atlanta, true to the South Side. This is our city. Don't miss it as your Skyhawks take on the Long Island Nets in high-action, high-speed G League basketball. Tuesday at 7 on Peachtree Sports Network.
Here's to the legends of the game who paved the way for the stars of today.
Get out of his way!
Origin Sports showcases sports history that is as relevant today as it was in the past. We deliver the stars, stories, moments, and games that define the very essence of sports.
Touchdown! Hammer time!
Because when you celebrate the past, you embrace the future. Origin Sports. Run it back.
This is a trusted space.
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 You're watching Peachtree Sports Network, your home for live local sports.
All right, welcome back. Second quarter about to get going here. How about some fun here between the break? Take a look at that sprint with the in-game contest there. I don't know that Rustin or either one will be able to run quite that fast.
I brought my running shoes. Nobody said anything about it.
Robinson throwing on first down. That's incomplete. He was 7 of 10 for 54 yards in the first quarter, so a pretty successful start for him throwing the ball, but not able to hit Hunter that time. Now it's second down coming up. Story for Valdosta, as you see on your screen, though, not finding a lot of success on the ground right now.
Yeah, they have been unable to run at all.
It's Foster in at the running back spot. Robinson will try to roll left. Can he run? No. It's almost intercepted. He was trying to throw to Hunter, and he was almost picked off that time by Kai Callan, the James Madison commit.
And you see that hitch in his giddy up a little bit.
Yeah.
He's unable to get to, I would say, fourth gear. He's unable to get to fourth gear. What makes him so dynamic.
This guy's at 500 yards rushing this season from quarterback position.
And I've seen some tape. Like, he really hurt some really good teams. Nonetheless, got to make the best of it tonight. Here you go.
He will run this time. Got a block. Now get a stiff arm. Brought down from behind. Tackled by Landon Wolf. Valdosta coaches wanted a horse collar.
I believe it's a flag down.
Oh, is the flag down?
I didn't see it, but it looks like. Let's see if this is a horse collar. That looks good speed. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, man. Got the hood.
So he has the hooded, it's like a hooded, hard to tell because it's also white, but I believe he has the hood coming out of his jersey.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle against the defense, 15-yard penalty, results in a first down.
Yep. And we always talk about safety.
Yeah.
End of the day.
They're going to,
yep.
By the way, did you see that targeting with
oh, my goodness.
At the end of that take.
Oh, that's like
Robinson complete.
When you're in referee school and you're teaching targeting calls, that's the video they show.
It was helmet to helmet.
I mean, that was like a NASA launch. Like, he left his feet, like a rocket.
Eli Lewis on the completion, 2nd and 2 now.
Woo. Social media was fun with that one, including you.
There's the handoff to Foster.
My guy Randy McMichael says nobody is better than a good little salty Brandon Adams fan. He says, boy, when BA gets loose on Twitter, that's some primetime stuff.
By the way, some congratulations in order, I believe, for your colleague now at 99 the game and the former Georgia
proud.
Bulldog.
Daughter got into Georgia today. Stake Shapiro, another guy at 929. His youngest daughter got into Georgia today. And
so on 3rd and 1, by the way, Robinson runs for the first down. So maybe he's feeling a little bit more.
He's got a little more adrenaline now. You know what I mean? You start getting a little more juice to you. Warmed up. You're down 15-0. You got to score. And getting a little bit loose right here.
Bunch formation for Valdosta. Ball came loose, and Carrollton's got it. Mishandled on the handoff. Don't really, know how that happens, but Caden Spratling, who had a huge game last week against Tequila, comes up with the fumble right there. At least he's the one that fell on it.
No, I think it was confusion on who was going to keep it and who was going to give it. And I'll tell you this one thing about Joey King. I've watched him for a long time. After a turnover, you better watch him for a shot play. He will take one with momentum.
Speaking of Carrollton, now that they're about to get the football back, let's see their path to playoff here. Brought to you by the Georgia Sheet Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors Association. 46-7 last week against Tequila. If they win against Valdosta tonight, they'll take on the winner of Hillgrove Peachtree Ridge next week. Let's watch and see here. Already up 15-0. This time, though, Lewis content to hand it to Farmer, trying to be chased out. Farmer does a nice job of slipping back in to get something on that. It seemed like Valdosta had good pursuit, but incredible vision that time by Farmer.
Great job just kind of sliding in between the Valdosta. Valdosta contained was there. He just found that crease and gets 7. Man, that is tough if you're a defensive coordinator going, man, we were there setting the edge. Next thing you know, he creased us and got 7.
I like this running back.
Yeah, he's good. He's been good, man. Last year when Hicks got hurt, I think everybody thought, man, they're done. And then this Farmer guy shows up. He hasn't played as a starter. He gets put into the starting lineup. He had a great sophomore season. We had him at Georgia Elite last year. He was great.
2nd and 3. Lewis going to throw. Gets the blocking he needs. Got his man, and it's caught. And he's going to go for a touchdown.
Boy, that was a dime.
A.J. McNeil.
That was a dime by Juju Lewis. And you want to talk about avoiding. Watch him avoid the pressure, climb the pocket, does not panic, and delivers the ball down the field. Watch pressure in his face here. See him climb the pocket, eyes down the field, resets his feet. Absolute strike on the money for a touchdown.
62 yards. Our scoring recap brought to you by Breda Pest Management.
Cannot turn the football over against an explosive team like Carrollton. Cannot do it.
Carlos Hernandez will try the PAT. Now it's interesting. Last week, as Carrollton extends its lead to 22-0, Valdosta had a 28-0 lead against Walton, and Walton, right before the half, found a couple of touchdowns, clawed their way back, ended up making that essentially a one-possession game at the end. So now the Wildcats will have their turn to try to do that to Carrollton. What a start to this game for the Trojans, playing with a purpose right now.
Hey, it doesn't matter if this leaks.
It don't matter to me, can't see it from my house.
Illegal use of hands and proper training.
GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com has 14 different highly skilled trades with tuition-free training in our certified apprenticeship programs to train you the right way. Find your career at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
What happens after you graduate? Will you go to the next level? Will people have your back in the heat of the battle? Will you still train like a champion in pursuit of greatness? You will when you become an IBEW electrician. Join our team. Visit IBEW613.org.
He makes the catch! The shot for Pierce, and who else but Jesse Bates? Boring fires through. Touchdown Atlanta. That goes nowhere. Find the pylon for the Atlanta touchdown. Sacked for the end zone. And touchdown Atlanta. What a throw.
great teams are committed, focused on the details, and work hard to be their best. From practice to games, right down to their gear. Your field is a critical part of the game that allows your athletes to showcase their abilities. Sports Turf is committed to bringing your team innovative sports surfaces with unparalleled performance. You bring the vision, our team brings it to life.
For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title is sponsored by Sports Turf. You bring the vision, we'll bring it to life. Deer Park. Visit DeerParkWater.com to nominate your team for the Deer Park Team of the Week all season long. The Georgia Army National Guard. Live here, serve here, work here. Smart Local 85. Sheet metal is a smart move. And by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Seatbelts save lives. The Governor's Office of Highway Safety reminds you to buckle up before every trip.
What a start for Valdosta, and Julian Juju Lewis now 22-0 over Valdosta. Of course, big week for Lewis, making a commitment to Colorado, as was expected. That had been the chatter as of late. Recent decommit from USC, where he'd been committed for quite some time. Vargas's kick going to go in the end zone. Eli Lewis can only catch that and bring it back out with him. Valdosta really needs to get something going here offensively with 9:36 to go in the first half, and we'll see if they're able to do it. The short, quick passing game, for the most part, has kind of worked. Obviously, a turnover was huge a moment ago. Kind of a mishandled handoff.
Yeah, man. You get down to about the 25-yard line. You're down 14-0. You got some momentum. You're driving in. Fumble, and 2 plays later, Valdosta goes 62 to go up 3 touchdowns. It's a big moment in this game for Valdosta early on.
I had a long conversation last week with Travis Nolan, the head coach at Camden County. We were talking about teaching the RPO.
Travis Rowland,
excuse me. Teaching the RPO and the job of teaching the quarterback and the running back how to pull it back out. Ball comes loose again. Had to fall on that time. Marquise Fennell. But the basic point is that on some of those RPO handoffs, or when you pull the ball back out, the rhythm of how that works is not an easy thing to do. Although that time for Fennell, that's just a ball that slipped out of his hands.
Yeah, got lucky there.
3 receivers left side for Valdosta. Robinson looks that way, and it's a one-handed catch. Are you serious from Eli Lewis? What a play by Lewis. Wow. I mean, are you kidding me with that?
That might have some dun later on.
Fennell with the handoff took a big hit that time. Struck hard by Zealous Hicks, the Texas commit.
Look at this.
I mean,
gracious, man.
The high elevation, the one hand.
Wow.
And by the way, it's also really cold. The idea of making a one-handed catch when it's that cold, even more difficult. Here's Fennell again, takes another big hit, but gets up to the 49. That's going to make it 3rd and 1. And we've seen this, a little bit, 4 or 5 yards at a time maybe.
Move the ball.
Valdosta is having some success offensively.
Counter.
Did he get it?
I don't know.
It's going to be close. Yeah, they're going to say he got it. So that's going to make it first down. Some of this is almost shades of a year ago where, this is a rematch. Carrollton won last year 45-28, but Valdosta actually ended last year's game with the yardage edge over Carrollton. Here comes pressure. RPO pass. Caught. 35-yard line. Legs driving. Trying to rip the ball free. but Lewis wouldn't let it happen. Another nice play from him after the one-handed catch a moment ago, showing you a little bit of power to get the ball down to the 31.
Man, what a tight window throw. I wasn't sure who that was to. It was a bunch of receivers. Robinson fitted it in a tight spot there. They're on the move again.
3-by-1 look here for Valdosta. Handoff. This time Foster. Nice job wrapping him up right away. Only about a yard maybe that time.
Yeah, this is close. Another face mask potentially, but
Landon Wolf, the
let's see if they got enough
makes
here.
The tackle.
See, watch here. Oh yeah, that's enough for me. But again, we have instant replay. That was a little more than the one before that I thought was the right non-call.
First contact there made by C.J. Kelly. 2nd and 9. Robinson. Can he run? If he does, he's got room. He's got a first down and he goes out of bounds. So if you're a Valdosta fan, maybe more important than the first down yardage, he looked pretty comfortable on the run, although I would say pretty ginger right there as he comes back to the harbor.
Giddy up on him. He's going to play in the Navy All-American Bowl in San Antonio, and I talked with those guys this week. Ooh, I almost jumped.
Yeah, Prince Gene was the intended target, and I want to tell you right now, Dorian Barney, the 4-star, former Alabama commit, was reading that from the word go.
He jumped that. Good job getting him. I talked to the Navy All-American Bowl representative this week, and they're a little concerned if he's going to be healthy enough to play in that game at the end of the year. But nonetheless, he has received the All-American award.
Robinson read the pressure well, but tried to set up a screen, and a great job by Caden Spratling, who, talk about Joey King, just raved about for the role that he's played for this team, including last week in their win against DeCule. He was player of the week, despite the fact that Julian Lewis had a monster day. Lewis last week was 23 of 26 for 283 yards, but Spratling was still the player of the week, to give you an idea of how valuable he is for this defense. And he did a great job of knocking that ball out of the air. Man goes in motion. Robinson takes a hit. Going to fight for the football over there. It's going to be incomplete. Good coverage that time by Shamar Arnaud.
They were fighting for it here. Robinson takes a shot. Tried to back shoulder. I don't know about that one now. I don't know about that one.
It's that classic thing where the receiver comes back to the football, creates a lot of contact, and now
get a hold of that waist.
Felton, the Valdosta coach, going to roll the dice here and go for it on 4th and 10. Probably the right thing to do, even though you need 10 yards. Robinson rolls right. Can he run? Not going to try to throw for it the last minute into the end zone, and it is touchdown. Eli Lewis. What a drive for Lewis.
Great decision there by Todd Robinson. He pulls up right at the last minute. What a gamble, what a call by Shelton Felton. Down 3 touchdowns, 4th and 10. But Todd Robinson makes this play. Watch his decision here to pull up. He thinks about running, stops, sees his guy in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. Great job by Todd Robinson.
Lewis had an all-time highlight with the one-handed catch. Got another catch where he advanced the ball deeper into Trojan territory, then comes up with a touchdown. Robinson will stay in to hold. The kick by Lopez, Thomas Lopez, is good, and Valdosta has found its rhythm here. Our scoring recap brought to you by Breda Pest Management. Brand new score, 22-7. Valdosta has entered the chat. We'll be right back.
Make yourself known now.
83-10-01 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
When you say let's go to breakfast, you mean let's go to McDonald's. Obviously. Mix and match like a chicken McGriddles and hash browns for $2.79. Add a medium-iced coffee for $1.99. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
What is GMFB overtime?
It's this, that, and a whole lot of 5 days a week.
Let's go. Here we go.
It's football for everyone.
Weekdays at 10 on Peachtree Sports Network.
True to Atlanta, true to the South Side. This is our city. Don't miss it as your Skyhawks take on the Long Island Nets in high-action, high-speed G League basketball. Tuesday at 7 on Peachtree Sports Network.
Washington Media Scholars Foundation, proudly celebrating over 15 years of empowering college students through scholarships, career opportunities, and industry connections. Compete for over $150,000 in scholarships and an all-expense-paid networking trip to Washington, D.C. Connect with top media companies, enhance your media skills, and advance your career. Visit mediascholars.org to learn more.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
You're watching Peachtree Sports Network, your home for live local sports.
All right, welcome back, everyone. 22-7 is our score. Julian Lewis, already a big night for him. 2 touchdowns through the air. But it was Todd Robinson's turn, the Georgia commit, threw a touchdown a moment ago, and so now football game takes on a slightly different tone here. We'll see Tomas Lopez get a chance to kick it off. Back deep to receive for Carrollton, fielding it inside the 10-yard line.
He's wide open. He's
going to go up the middle. Callan now going to make the kicker miss. Now makes another man miss inside the 35. Finally brought inside the 30. Big return that time by Kai Callan.
This young man's from Idaho. His dad is now on the West Georgia staff, so he moved here. This is one of the fastest players in the country. I mean, he's like a 10-200. Watch this speed when he said, look at that. You see that gear?
He really did.
That dude can roll. I remember thinking they got a kid from Idaho. I'm like, I know there's some recruiting going on, but if Joey King's in Idaho, they're doing a job. But I found out his dad is on the West Georgia staff. And this young man, I've been ready to see him, and I see now why the hype is just a junior. He's going to be a name to know.
Commitment to James Madison. Pass complete. Mosley inside the 20.
It's actually a senior.
Yeah.
Senior, yeah. Boy, he had some juice to him.
He really did. I'm glad we saw the replay because you're right. His speed on that kickoff, straight line speed.
He hit fifth gear in a second, man.
Phenomenal. We're in the red zone here, presented by IBEW Local 613. So quick strike from Carrollton on the kickoff. Now working on a drive after giving up their first points of the night on the previous possession. Here's the handoff to Farmer. Farmer hit right away. Big tackle there by Marcus Williams.
Yes, now I had that wrong earlier, so I got to apologize because I don't want his mom calling me either. That's Marcus Williams. He's the senior defensive lineman, and he looks like a senior.
Cool story, too. I mean, he's the leading tackler for this Valdosta team at the nose guard.
He has played well early. Can you imagine going back to Callan, coming from Idaho to this? And you think, you know what? Are all high schools look like this in Georgia? What is going on down here?
It's a very different brand of football.
Friday Night Lights, a little different down here.
Have to imagine. Lewis rolls to his right, going to throw into double coverage, converging quickly on Peyton Zachary, and that's incomplete. And Zachary, almost shades of Bo Jackson on Monday Night Football when we were kids. Zachary's going to have to run a half a mile to get back to the play.
He's still coming back. Out of the
there he comes.
Out of the King Dome, the old tunnel.
That's exactly right.
Man, you're talking about a dump. The King Dome, man. And people thought that was great. They're like,
back then,
man, we're playing the King Dome, man. It's on.
That was Bo Jackson versus Brian Bosworth.
Man, that was Monday Night Football.
Rusty and I are dating ourselves.
We are old. We are old.
To be sure. There's the handoff to Farmer. A little bit of extracurricular after the play.
These two teams are getting after now. Too physical, a lot of pride between these two programs.
So Farmer got like 6 or 7 that time.
And you think about Valdosta, you score, you got some momentum, and you give up a 60-yard kickoff return.
But they've got a 4th down here now.
Yes.
And it's 4th and 2.
4th, a little bit longer than 2, I would think, based off the marker on the sideline.
Yeah, they'll call it
4th and about 3.
Yeah, I think you're right, Rusty.
Oh my goodness.
Juju is so good at that. He's gotten them again.
Look at that. And the Valdosta coaches beside us, absolutely, they threw their headsets down.
That is the second time Juju has gotten them on that tonight.
Man, that is a backbreaker penalty.
Prior to the snap, encroachment against the defense. That 5-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
And they're questioning the referee on the Valdosta side because Juju is moving to the side when he's making that call. And I was wondering if that is something they're going to discuss. But, man, he really sells that. Great job there. He got the call. All that matters to him.
1st and goal now. Zachary's your slot receiver. He hasn't really gotten going in a big way tonight. Now he'll go in motion. Hand off to Farmer. Farmer will score his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night.
I tell you, I've been impressed with him, man. I mean, this guy, he is different.
Yeah, there are a lot of running backs that benefit from prolific passing attacks. I would say in Farmer's case, there's more going on, obviously, than just that.
Mm-hmm.
Our Breda Pest Management scoring recap. As you see the light show take place here in Carrollton. Speaking of what makes Georgia high school football different, how many places we've been to this year that do LED light shows?
It's incredible.
And how about that? There's Cam Newton, the former Auburn quarterback. Interesting how much we saw the big story this week with Bryce Underwood committing to Michigan and everything that went on with that. Underwood draws a lot of comparisons to Cam Newton, it seems like.
Everybody that I have talked to that has no dog in the fight, literally, says that Bryce Underwood is by far the #1 player in the country.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a different dude.
Interesting to see Newton here tonight. And, of course, always great to see our friends from Breda Pest Management. And you can switch your termite protection to Breda Pest Management, and your rate can be locked in for 10 years. If live termites are ever found, Breda's going to retreat, fix the damage, and honor the rest of your contract, all for free. Breda. They handle bugs and critters. Obviously, Cam Newton, big part of the 7-on-7 scene across the state here. Still a big part of football. One of the all-time great Georgia high school football stars.
I tell you what, a game that I was kind of interested in was Eastside at Perry, defending state champs. And I'm telling you, I keep getting text messages that says Eastside is working Perry. That's on the road.
How about that?
Yeah.
Eastside, one of the remarkable kind of turnarounds this year. Obviously, a lot of that's Christian Gass, the Tennessee linebacker commit. But a really terrific year, and against defending state champs.
Took North Oconee all the way to the very last play of the game. Interested in that.
Vargas's kick goes into the end zone, and now with 4:30 to go, it's 29-7, and Valdosta sort of finds itself right back where it was a moment ago. Now, if you can put a drive together here, maybe take it towards the end of the half. Keep in mind, it will be Carrollton's ball to begin the second half. Then you're sort of playing from a couple of scores back, but you're still kind of playing in a rhythm. You know, Carrollton is so motivated right now that it seems like they're playing to sort of kind of put this game out of reach. But up until this point, Valdosta has not allowed that to happen.
Correct. Big game in this classification here. Langston Hughes 21, Roswell 14. Thomas County Central Rome rematch from last year.
Handoff by Robinson. That goes to Fennell. Fennell got up to the 24. Got about 4 that time on the first down carry.
Jefferson is up 14-0 on Oconee County. That's a rematch from 3 weeks ago where Oconee County beat Jefferson in overtime.
Fennell goes in motion, empty backfield. They dump it off to him in a screen.
I like that play.
Yeah, really nice job. He's still fighting forward, going across the 35. He got up to about the 37-yard line that time. Nice job by Marquise Fennell.
Buford up on Lowndes 21-7. See the Breda Pest Management ticker at the bottom. Got some huge games. Hard to believe. We're going to be in the quarterfinals next week.
I've never had a year go by this fast. I know it's a cliche, but this fall has just disintegrated. Another Valdosta has lost mouthpieces left and right. Bunch of trips receivers off to the left side. 4 down linemen for Valdosta.
Oh my
gosh.
He almost jumped that.
How about that?
Man, he was all over that. Great read there.
That was Callan again, right?
As 18.
Oh no, that was Dorian Barney.
Yeah, Barney comes.
Well, I
up.
like his frame. Barney's got a good-looking frame.
Mm-hmm. Alabama was committed. You said was committed to Alabama. He's a 2026 prospect.
Yeah, 39 offers altogether. Bama being obviously one of those. Georgia 2 was decommitted just only recently, November 10th. It's been a busy month for a lot of Carrollton recruits. Robinson's going to throw deep. Deepest throw of the night for him. Incomplete. That was Barney had the coverage.
Came right back at Barney to see if he's going to be aggressive. Got a flag down here.
Eli Lewis, who had a touchdown a moment ago, was the intended target.
The way he's talking to Joey King, so it's going to be owned by Asta.
Illegal shift against the offense. That penalty is declined.
You see Robinson, who's obviously just visually, you would imagine, in pretty severe pain with the ankle injury, but he's really giving it a game effort. He's run some tonight. You know, last week at times, or at least for a series, Marquise Fennell, the running back, came in and kind of played a wildcat quarterback to kind of spell Robinson, give you an idea of how hurt he has been. Robinson now rolling right, going to throw into traffic. The Prince Gene was the intended target, and I like the idea of trying to get Gene involved. I do. That is a risky throw.
I think Robinson should have ran that. He would have got the first down there, and that's, again, you start talking about the injury, but he had they lost contain on him, and they were in no man's land whether to come up on him or play coverage. They played coverage. He decides to throw at the last minute. I believe he would have got the first down had he kept that.
Corey Howard going to punt it here. Zachary will be back deep to receive it. Zachary's one of the most exciting players overall for Carrollton. He's had kind of a quiet night thus far. Good punt,
really good punt. Man, what a good
booming punt. Taken at the 10-yard line. Zachary makes a man miss there. Get another man all the way up to the 31-yard line that time. So good punt by Corey Howard, but it's the old cliche. Almost, actually, maybe that time actually outkicked his coverage.
Yep. Oh, yeah. And Zachary, dangerous punt returner, someone we saw as a freshman, played his freshman season over at Kell. We had a chance to watch him. That's right. Busted onto the scene quickly.
Of course, our friends from Gordo's Cheese Dip were with us there that night. And, of course, they're with us here right now, too, offering you the social media showcase. When you snap a photo and use the hashtag Gordo's and Score Atlanta, you can be featured on air during our broadcast for next week's game. And, of course, with our friends at Gordo's Cheese Dip, don't forget, you can fiesta every day. Hand off to Farmer again. Farmer crosses the 35, maybe got up to 36, so pick up about 4 on first down for Farmer. 2:52 to go, first half. This is a Carrollton team that has scored at least 40 points in 9 straight games. They've amassed more than 4,500 yards of offense in total. Juju just 7 of 12 on the night, but 157 yards and 2 touchdowns. So his big strikes have been big.
Both touchdowns have been great throws.
They really have been.
Legal shift there, leap movement.
Yeah. I think that happened way
prior
away
to the snap. False start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
We said during our open, or near the beginning of our broadcast, Carrollton seeking that first state championship since 1998. We were here last year, and they lost in the quarterfinals to Walton. And it's always interesting to me how open some programs are about that goal. And for Carrollton, they're openly talking about the fact their mission here right now is to win that state championship. The rushing play going nowhere. Marcus Williams, we talked about a moment ago, one of the guys in on that stuff.
Man, 99 is a handful.
7 offers for him, UAB among those.
I like what I see out of him. Big senior nose guard, handling things up front. Carrollton in no hurry, 3rd and 11, clock running, minute 45.
How many decades now has Valdosta had a good senior nose man making a lot of shackles, stopping the run?
No kidding.
Is that 60, 70 years worth?
Oh, man.
Lewis, did he get him again? I think he did. It's not going to be good enough for first down this time.
Prior to the snap, encroachment against the defense. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Drive you nuts as a staff. Drive you absolutely nuts, because you know they've worked on this week. If you get you once, it happens. Twice, got to figure it out. Third time, bad deal, man.
So now 3rd and 6. Farmer, the tailback, was.
Carrollton is elected to take the clock starting on the snap.
Farmer comes to Lewis's right now. 4 linemen for Valdosta. Pressure coming on Lewis. Lewis going to throw a strike to Mosley. Mosley gets the first down. Flags come in. He goes out of bounds.
Believe they're going to get a hold out on the edge. You're going to see it. Watch the wide receiver blocking up top. Once he comes in the screen, watch the receiver right at the top of your screen. See that hold right there on the jersey? Yep, they're going to get Zachary on that.
Yeah.
Just grabbing the jersey enough where the defender couldn't disengage from him to make the tackle.
They're going to call offensive pass interference. Apparently say that contact happened before the catch was made.
I don't want either way. That's my guy Reynolds over there, and it's one of the best officials in the state of Georgia.
Pass interference against the offense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still first down.
There's rarely anything more condemning that a player can do than hold his hands up in the air as if he did nothing wrong.
That's when you say, hey, it's me, but don't call.
Correction, third down. The clock will start on the snap.
So at this point, looks like Carrollton's probably just trying to get out of the half. They're content to let the clock start here.
Yeah, you go 2 for 1 on possession here, so you don't want to do anything crazy to give them much time, but
looking at 3rd and 21.
I would imagine maybe something to Farmer here, see if he can pop something, maybe a screen draw to him.
Juju has faced some pressure tonight, but really hasn't done anything that could have, like what you call like a turnover worthy throw. We haven't seen that at all. Short screen type play this time. And that's going to be Zachary. He shows you the speed here. How about Peyton Zachary off to the races? Inside the 30, inside the 20, down to the 14-yard line. Electrifying play there for Peyton Zachary. You knew at some point in time he'd have his moment, and there he gets it. And now the Trojans are knocking on the door again with a 1st and goal coming up.
Boy, they catch Valdosta 3rd and 21. They catch them in man-to-man. It's just a quick screen. Block out on the corner, and he does the rest. Look at the speed on this. He's a smaller guy.
Flag coming in here. You know, Joey King has said Peyton Zachary's like a mini Debo Samuel.
Yeah, he's
timeout.
Fast.
Valdosta.
Boy, if you're Valdosta, you are thinking about opportunities that could have been.
Just a play here, play there. You know what I mean? People can look at this score and go, that's a blowout. It hasn't been a blowout.
You see the path to the playoff for Valdosta, brought to you by the Georgia Sheet Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors Association. Got a win last week against Walton. Of course, Walton, a state finalist from a year ago, so going on the road, beating them in round 1, pretty significant accomplishment. If they could come back and win this, as we said before, they'd be set to face the winner of Hillgrove and Peachtree Ridge. Peachtree Ridge, another one of those kind of turnaround teams in Georgia this year. Boy, when you start talking about second round, going to quarterfinals, there are no duds left, are there?
No.
There's no easy outs left.
Not going to sneak one in on it. Not going to sneak one in.
Jefferson on top of Oconee County right now, 21-6. Athens Academy and Aquinas knotted at 14 here right now. And then Hebron Christian, the team we saw earlier this season, up 21-0 over to Lubbock here. And, you know, Hebron's a team that I can definitely see making a run in a private school classification.
Dangerous team to play them. Guarantee you. Dangerous team.
1:01 to go here in our first half.
Kale's up on Creekside. How about that? 21-13 in the second.
Prince Avenue a big over Providence. I believe last week Providence got.
They did get a win.
First playoff win.
Mm-hmm.
Either. I don't want to say the first time ever, but first time in a long time. Let's say that. First playoff win in a long time for Providence. Maybe first time
the winner of this game gets the winner of Hillgrove and Peachtree Ridge.
Lewis throwing to Mosley. Flag going to come in. They're going to say Jalen Copeland had too much contact there on Mosley.
Got a special guest at halftime. My guy Chad Simmons, National Recruiting Director from On 3.
Is he busy this time of year? Is he burning it at both ends this time of year?
Oh, man.
Pass interference against the defense. Half the distance to the goal line. Replay the down.
You seen that mug shot of Gary Busey back in the day? Your hair is just straight up. That's kind of where Chad is right now. So y'all bear with him, but he is absolutely full go all day long.
And by the way, recruiting has never been harder to cover.
It is nuts right now.
I said
that deal last night with Bryce Underwood, LSU had no idea at the end what was happening. And that's not the fault of the young man. It just tells you how quickly things can change.
Yeah, if you want to know how caught off guard LSU was by that, just read an LSU fan message board right now. Their fans will be happy to tell you, touchdown, Zion Cooley. Third touchdown throw of the first half for Julian Lewis. His 43rd now of the season.
Team we covered, Brandon, looks just like the play Georgia ran last week for a touchdown.
It sure does.
It
sure does.
The exact same play
that
sure
Georgia
ran last week.
It's a great point, Rusty.
Exact same play. Tight end leak backside.
Cooley's a really good senior tight end. He's got a bunch of offers. Out of the best groups of 5, like East Carolina, Florida Atlantic, Georgia State, also got a Navy in there.
You think about this, Brandon. You have a fumble, and then you give up a 62-yard touchdown. Then you score, and then you give up a 60-yard kickoff return.
Yep.
Then you got them in 3rd and 21, and you give up a 59-yard pass play. I mean, it's been chunk play after chunk play that has changed this entire game for Valdosta. But credit Carrollton, man. Speed, things like that, Brandon, speed kills.
It does.
And that is what Carrollton has had tonight, man.
Well, it's an interesting kind of comparison of how football works because Carrollton is dominating in the explosive category.
Yep.
But on a per play basis, Valdosta is not really. If you're looking at like success rate and things like that, on a per play basis, Valdosta has not had a bad first half, but they have given up way too many explosives, and they obviously had the back-breaking turnover of their own.
Douglas County up on North Cobb 14-3. Johnny White.
That's a good football.
Let me tell you something. We knew Johnny White and that bunch would be hard to deal with.
They are a good team. They really are. Great receivers.
Beat Mill Creek last week.
Vargas into the end zone.
You know, just talking to North Cobb last week, they felt pretty confident going into that game. They felt like they matched up well against them. They very respectful of Douglas County. But I kind of got the impression post-game they were like, hey, we feel good about that game.
Well, look, North Cobb has got very good lines of scrimmage. Yeah. They're really good in the offensive line. They're really good on the defensive line. And that's a very hard thing to beat in the playoffs. I'm obviously not watching that game, so I can't tell you, what the scoring plays for Douglas County have been. Douglas County's got, this is a year in which a lot of teams in Georgia have great wide receiver groups. Douglas County's receiver group is terrific.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Gregory, recent Texas A&M commit, of course.
James Johnson, USC commit.
That's exactly right, too.
Devin Carter, a top 5 wide receiver in the junior class. Yeah,
give you an idea.
That room. There's a lot of SEC teams like to have that room.
That's exactly.
That's serious.
Just take it and just
take
move
that room.
straight there.
Come on.
Robinson trying to throw again. Big hit over there. Lewis makes the catch. I believe that was Barney that made that hit.
Yeah, man.
He's had he looks good in the uniform, and he's had a nice night.
He's very fast. He flashes on that play. He's not scared of contact.
Is that the modern cornerback or what? Tall, long arms.
Oh, man. And tackle.
Yeah.
Tackle.
Now Robinson will run. He'll slide down around the 43. Ball came out, but it was already he was already down. So, perhaps he can provide that element with his legs. 2-by-2 look with the receivers. Single deep safety. Robinson now surveying the situation. First half's going to end. Robinson's going to throw it up, and it's going to be incomplete. So kind of a meager ending to a first half for Valdosta, but a major statement through 24 minutes for Carrollton. Number 1 in the state, one of the most talked about teams in the country because of its quarterback, Julian Lewis. hungry for a state championship after an early exit in last year's playoff. Sending a message here right now. That's exactly what they have their sights set on. Halftime coming up.
The Mechanical Trades Institute is an opportunity towards personal financial freedom through hands-on and rewarding work. Our school is completely free and gives apprentices the knowledge and skills required to gain access to a lifelong career path. Apprentices learn pipe fitting, plumbing, mechanical service, and welding. They earn money as they learn and graduate with no student debt. Start a career with the Mechanical Trades Institute and change your financial future.
The Georgia Sheet Metal JETC equips apprentices with the knowledge and skills required to start a rewarding career in the sheet metal industry with programs in HVAC, industrial welding, and testing, adjusting, and balancing. Training is 100% free and allows apprentices to earn as they learn. Journeymen graduate with no student debt and have the potential to earn more than most college graduates. Visit our website to learn more about this opportunity at careersinsheetmetal.com.
Planting season is here, and it's time to get your yard looking its best. So treat your yard to the perfect touch from the professionals at Personal Touch Lawn Care. Mowing, maintenance, design, and construction. Personal Touch Lawn Care does it all.
If my yard is taken care of, it's one thing off my list that I don't have to worry about.
Sign up now for monthly maintenance and get the 12th month free.
Big enough to serve you, small enough to know you.
Personal Touch Lawn Care, 770-908-1238 or online at PTLC Atlanta.
Show brought to you by Sports Turf. I'm Kaylee Mansell with our BSN halftime guest. It's the National Recruiting Director for On3, Chad Simmons. I imagine you've got no shortage of players you're watching tonight, but who's maybe an under-the-radar guy for you?
Well, obviously we have guys like Juju out here going to Colorado, Todd Robinson going to Georgia. Under the radar, maybe a guy like 2026 running back Kamari Farmer, 2 touchdowns in the first half. Has some offers from App State, Coastal Carolina, schools like that. I think he'll go bigger this time next year.
We're at that point in the season where just about everywhere you go in the state of Georgia, there's going to be good players. How do you decide what games you're going to go to in the playoffs?
Maybe who piques the interest of the people that follow us on through, who they want to see, who they're talking about, who's still the big storylines to follow, getting closer to signing day. Young guys to know for this time next year. So really about where the top names are at.
You mentioned signing day. I feel like that's probably your Super Bowl. What do those 3 days look like for you, and who are some of those commitments that you're excited to see?
Yeah, there's 3 days, the early signing period, December 4th through the 6th this year. I mean, you know, obviously it's a wild, really mainly that first day, Wednesday, but a few guys like a Justice Terry who'll be watching until the end, a one-time Georgia commit, one-time USC commit, 5-star D lineman from Manchester High School. He'll announce probably on the 6th, the last day of the early signing period, so he's one to follow. A guy like Jakeem Stewart, one of the top players in the country from Louisiana, New Orleans area, and Oregon this weekend. We'll have a lot of flips that week as well, watching a lot of guys like DJ Pickett. We saw Juju flip from USC to Colorado. Bryce Underwood made news last night going from LSU to Michigan. So it'll be a wild week, a wild 3 days in December.
So for those at home who want to keep up with you, where can they find you at?
On3sports.com, Chad Simmons _ on social media.
All right, Chad, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you again. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the Valdosta Band.
Happy Thanksgiving from Ingles.
This is a Peachtree Sports Network weather update, powered by Atlanta News First. Sponsored by Cool Ray.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Valdez with your Peachtree Sports Network weather update.
It will be downright cold tonight. So if you do have Friday night plans, bundle up. If you have early Saturday plans, bundle up. Warm winter coats, and it's the kind of weather where it's time to bring out the gloves and the mittens. You'll need those as we drop to the 30s across much of Georgia, even in Brunswick, down to 38 tomorrow morning. Valdosta down to 39, Macon 38, Columbus 37, and we'll see those mid to upper 30s across North Georgia as well, right around 39 in Atlanta. Thankfully, by the afternoon, will be a little milder, but still chilly with temperatures in the 50s in Rome and Atlanta. We will see low 60s along the coast. As far as any rain chances go, none of that in the forecast for your Friday night plans. And Saturday looks great with plenty of sunshine.
We interrupt with breaking news.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
A chaotic chase involving a Gwinnett County transit bus.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Take a look. The road is washed out.
The all-new Local News Live streaming app. Search LNL on your TV, on your phone.
Step out of the way so you guys can get a better view.
Local News Live. Always streaming. Always free.
Welcome into the Score Atlanta studios. I'm Ashley Carey, joined by Kenny Slavin and Philip Rainwater of the Heat and Frost Insulators, Local 48. We are so excited to have you guys in studio tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So Kenny, I'll start with you. Not many people understand what Heat and Frost Insulators do. So can you explain a little bit about what all of that entails and the projects that you guys work on?
All right. We do what's called HVAC insulation, which is chill water, hot water, plumbing water, an HVAC duct that supplies cool and warm air to buildings. We work a lot with the power companies, and we build some major projects around in and around Atlanta.
Now, one of the biggest MVPs of the Heat and Frost Insulators Local 48 are the benefits that you guys give. Philip, can you talk a little bit about those benefits?
Yeah. So. Working construction, you got to have a nice retirement at the end of your life. So we have two different retirement plans. We have a pension and an annuity. And then we also have some of the best health insurance in Atlanta that covers you and your family.
And Philip, what type of characteristics are you guys looking for somebody to join your trades?
We're looking for any young people that are motivated, young men and women, anybody that's a self-motivator, wants to get to work and wants to better their life.
Sounds like an athlete.
No.
Now, Kenny, you guys are doing so much in 2024. I had the opportunity to go out to one of the data centers you guys are working on, and it is incredible all that you guys do. But what's up to bat for 2025?
We've got a lot of projects starting in Macon, the Macon area this coming year, which that's new for us. It's an expansion, and we're looking for people that want to join us insulating, and we're looking for contractors down in the area.
Hitting all corners of the state. Absolutely. Now, Philip, it's amazing that you guys provide so much training for these men and women to get great experience. They can earn while they learn. What does that mean?
So basically, we take people in with no experience. We start them out in our first year of school. Our school is 4 years long, but it's only one night a week after work, so they're able to earn while they learn. And it's from 5 o'clock in the afternoon to 9 o'clock in the afternoon. So every single year that they graduate from our school, they're guaranteed a raise. We're starting off at $20.97 right now with our first year apprentices. And by April, they'll be making $25.58. So those raises continue as they go through our school.
It's incredible that they get hands-on experience really from day one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And Kenny, a lot of people watching tonight may be looking for a huge career change. They might be going in one direction and they decide, you know what, I want something different for my life. I want these great benefits that Philip is talking about. Can you give a little bit of information to those watching tonight who might be ready to be making a huge career change?
Yeah, I mean, we always look for 18, 20-year-old workers, but we take anybody at any age. And if they're looking to join us, they can go to AtlantaInsulators48.com and fill out an application.
Well, guys, it's been such a pleasure having you on tonight. Thank you so much for coming into the Score Atlanta studios. We appreciate all that you guys do, and we look forward to talking to you guys again.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more football right after the break.
With NIL deals changing the game for student athletes, the spotlight's on making money in sports. But if sports are not in your future, we can help you earn a solid paycheck right now. At Heat and Frost Insulators Local 48, our members enjoy one of the highest starting salaries in Atlanta. Don't worry, we've got you covered. Join us and turn your skills into success. Visit us online to learn how you can kick off your career with the Heat and Frost Insulators Local 48 at AtlantaInsulators48.com.
Man, you know how to do this? Man, I don't even know. I was flipping burgers last week.
Violation, unsportsmanlike conduct, impersonating a craftsman.
Skilled trade unions are well-trained career pros, not part-timers. Construction is a rewarding and lucrative career with the advancement potential, but you have to do it the right way with the right training. Learn how you can be a pro. Find your career at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
Beginning the morning you opened your eyes, we spent every waking moment preparing you for the day you'd leave our nest. Whether it's driving to practice or helping with homework, it's all prepared you for, what am I going to be when I grow up? Will you be ready?
After much thought, I made my decision to take my talents to the IBEW Local 613.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is not simply a job, it's a career. Visit IBEW613.org to begin a new future today.
We celebrate the athletes, the buzzer beaters, the record breakers, the wins. Now, it's time to celebrate the people behind it all. The advice givers, the community shapers, the game changers, the life changers. It's time to celebrate our coaches. Join all of us at BSN Sports and show your coach some love by sharing their story with #ThankYouCoach.
Great teams are committed, focused on the details, and work hard to be their best. From practice to games, right down to their gear. Your field is a critical part of the game that allows your athletes to showcase their athletic abilities. Sports Turf is committed to bringing your team innovative sports services with unparalleled performance. You bring the vision. Our team brings it to life.
For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
When you say let's go to breakfast, you mean let's go to McDonald's. Obviously. Mix and match like a chicken McGriddles and hash browns for $2.79. Add a medium iced coffee for $1.99. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
So, you gonna play this week?
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 You gonna play this
You
week?
gonna play this week? You gonna play this week?
You gonna play this week?
You gonna play this week?
And welcome to the Ingalls Game of the Week as the War Horses square off against the rival.
He's going in.
He's going in. Go, baby!
Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
Whether because of discomfort, lack of mobility, your lifestyle, or occupation, you sit inactively way too many hours a day. Introducing Ellipse, the premium quality automatic seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation without physical strain or impact.
It is so quiet that none of my coworkers even know I'm using it.
Strengthen and tone your legs, increase your mobility, flexibility, and balance. Plus, stimulate healthy circulation.
My joints feel better, my knees feel better, my back feels better. It makes me feel stronger too.
Perfect for home therapy. Whisper quiet to use while you work.
My circulation is moving, I'm burning calories, and it makes me feel energetic.
Call now and order Ellipse, the seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation. Call and get upgraded to the Deluxe Bundle. Get the faster motor for 5 miles of steps per hour, the step counter, the sport mat, and wireless remote. Call now.
What is GMFB overtime?
It's this, that, and a whole lot of 5 days a week.
Let's go. Here we go.
It's football for everyone.
Weekdays at 10 on Peachtree Sports Network.
True to Atlanta, true to the South Side. This is our city. Don't miss it as your Skyhawks take on the Long Island Nets in high-action, high-speed G League basketball. Tuesday at 7 on Peachtree Sports Network. You're watching Peachtree Sports Network, your home for live local sports.
Are you ready for a match made in Georgia? Georgia Match is changing the way Georgia high school students go to college.
There were so many different writing prompts, and it was a lot.
It was very time-consuming and difficult.
It was kind of like a nerve-wracking thing.
And I was like, oh, I actually have to think about college.
I didn't know if it was worth going to college, maybe go to work and start my life that way.
A lot of students do experience stress and anxiety. They don't know what colleges they could even have a hope of attending.
The main issue is how complicated the college going process is.
$50 for this college application, $25 for this, $75 for this one.
It's tedious. There's a lot of information.
It's just a kind of a daunting task to go through all the paperwork.
She wasn't thinking about college, but I was. I was like, this sounds so easy. Why wouldn't I apply to college with this?
It has all of the colleges in Georgia that they look to be pre-qualified for.
It's explaining the Georgia colleges that you're eligible for based on your Hope GPA.
It was better than like searching schools one by one online.
There was probably about 20 to 25 on the Georgia Match that came in.
There's so many colleges out there, but Georgia Match made it easier for me to pick out which college I wanted to go to.
They are pretty surprised at how many options they have in the state of Georgia.
Georgia Match takes into consideration everything. They do the hard work for you.
They can just click save my spot. It is as simple as that.
They give you a beginning push to just motivate you to even apply.
Without having to spend hours on end in front of a computer repeatedly entering in the same information.
Several students came up with their letter and wanted to know, are they serious? Like I could really apply to all of these? And yes, it's real.
I got into about 6 or 7. It saved me hours of application times and money.
Look at all these schools I can apply to and actually get in. And it was just like an exciting feeling and confident booster for sure.
Her plan was to go to Clemson, but with Georgia Match, it only made sense that she stay within the state of Georgia.
Students don't know what is all in Georgia, and there's so many other options that they might not ever even think about.
And they don't realize how good Georgia schools are.
It's an excellent program for the students to know all of their options.
The Georgia Match program did take away the intimidations of trying to find the right school that fit him.
I didn't know that she could get accepted into so many schools. It made me happy. As soon as I saw my colleges I got accepted to, I almost made the decision immediately.
I get my Georgia Match results back and I'm able to go through an easy application process with no money down.
They have so much on their plate right now, anything to make decisions easier.
I think Georgia Match gave her a lot of confidence.
Be responsible and accountable for his choices is probably one of the greatest accomplishments a parent can have.
If I didn't see these options with Georgia Match, the amazing results that I got, I probably would have ended up at Clemson University.
It makes me super confident about what I want to do.
If Georgia Match didn't exist, there's no way I would be applying to 25 schools.
It quickly boosted my confidence, thinking, okay, they want me.
The state of Georgia just does a wonderful job of giving our kids options.
Seeing that list was super inspirational, motivational.
You say, oh my gosh, my options were 0, and now it's the world. And it gives them hope. It's nice.
It definitely builds my confidence. It makes me think I'm like the smartest person in the world. I claim my spot with Georgia Match.
Yo tengo mi sitio con Georgia Match.
I claim my spot with Georgia Match.
I claim my spot with Georgia Match.
I claim my spot with Georgia Match.
Welcome back, everybody, to halftime here where Carrollton leads 36-7 over Valdosta in round 2 in our drive for the GHSA state title presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel, Kaylee Manziel been doing a great job tonight. You saw her a moment ago kind of manning our host position during halftime. And, Rusty, we're going to see our halftime highlights here coming up. And what a first half this was for a Trojans team. So hungry, for obviously a move that state championship and a big-time first half. Of course, it started off with a sack by Valdosta, and then Julian Lewis would come back, throw a beautiful touchdown there, and Carrollton was getting things started offensively.
Yeah, a couple good balls, got into a little more rhythm. Valdosta showed pressure first couple series, but Juju Lewis got comfortable. This was the play that really flipped the first half, because 2 plays later, you're going to see this. The best ball of the night, a 62-yard touchdown pass for Julian Juju Lewis there on the money.
A.J. McNeil on the receiving end of that. And then how about the one-handed catch by Eli Lewis? Wow. That's an unbelievable play. And then Robinson throwing to the end zone. And then Lewis gets that. A couple of milestones exceeded there in the first half. You see Kamari Farmer going to the end zone. He surpassed 1,000 yards for the season in the first half. And then Julian Juju Lewis also went over 3,000 yards passing for the year also in that first half. So Carrollton getting ready to come back on the field, and we are going to have an exciting second half of action as Valdosta tries to get back in it, and Carrollton starts to set sights on the possibility of advancing to the quarterfinals here. What a performance thus far from the state's #1 team. So quick commercial timeout for us, then we'll be right back with third quarter action here from Grisham Stadium on the campus of Carrollton High School here tonight.
A journeyman with Local 85, when you turn out, you can be hitting 6 figures.
Hey, I have your back, you have my back, we're going to do this together. We're one for all for one.
College just wasn't for me. Let's look into actual career jobs that wouldn't take college, where I wouldn't, lose money and all that. Instead of losing a lot more money at the end, why not make money and make more money at the end?
Are you interested in becoming a deputy or a jailer? The Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office is hiring and looking for individuals passionate about protecting and serving their community. If you are 18 years or older, join our team by visiting GoGCSO.com for more information. Gwinnett County, together we can make a difference.
Customer service is everything in our industry, and one thing our clients love is when they call Breda, they get a live representative. At Breda, you get the attention you need and deserve right when you call in. Your appointment gets scheduled right then and there, and you get a specific time, no window of arrival. Our staff are your neighbors. They know what's going on in your community, and they're invested in doing it better.
Breda, Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Struggling with food insecurity can feel lonely, yet every community across America is affected by hunger, which is why our Kroger associates work together to rescue nutritious food that would otherwise go to waste in an effort to donate 3 billion meals by 2025. Because we believe everyone should have access to fresh, delicious food. Join the Kroger Zero Hunger, Zero Waste Foundation to defeat hunger and eliminate food waste.
Georgia Match just made going to college in Georgia unbelievably easy. Check it out.
It just makes applying to college 10 times easier. The top said Georgia Match, and it had all these schools listed.
The Georgia Match program was just kind of all up to me what I wanted to do, much less what I can and can't do.
I loved it because I can apply to like any college.
My parents like it. They were really impressed by it. I don't know why everybody doesn't use Georgia Match. I think they just want to do it the hard way.
Claim your spot. Go to georgiafutures.org or ask your counselor. See you on campus.
The drive for the GHSA state title is presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Transform your future today.
Welcome back. Carrollton leads 36-7. Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel. Second half action set to get underway. Grisham Stadium, Carrollton, Georgia. A spot in the state quarterfinals up for grabs. Of course, that's where the Trojan season came to an end a year ago. Obviously, they want more than that this season, and they are playing like that is a very realistic mission here right now. They did beat Valdosta in round 2 last season. And if the current score holds, they'll do that again this year. It'll be the third time since 2020 that Carrollton would have ended a Valdosta season in the postseason. Tomas Lopez going to kick it off. McNeil back to receive, but it's going to be a short kick. After the big kick return a moment ago, they think better of kicking it deep there. Spratling just kind of falls on it. See our first half stats here. I mean, you know,
you would never know this is a 4-touchdown game on paper.
So right, Russ.
Never know that.
That's exactly what I'm saying. The one big turnover obviously looms there. The explosive plays from Carrollton, but that is not a crazy imbalance.
You think about it, it was 22-7, had a little momentum. They kick off, and they run that kick back 70 yards almost, and then they score 2 plays later. It's been explosive play after explosive play to really just kind of stop Valdosta any momentum they try to get at any point in the night.
Carrollton bunched formation to begin the first half. Farmer bounced it outside, heading down the sideline, finally out of bounds inside Wildcat territory at the 49. And really the huge backbreaker may have also been the big Peyton Zachary kind of wide receiver screen that he took.
3rd and 21.
Yeah, right at near the end of the half. They actually say he goes out of bounds still at the Trojan 49. Now they pitch it to Zachary. Zachary going on the jet sweep, gets a block.
Boy,
he's got speed. Now he
Oh,
cuts back the middle, and now he's gone. 10-5, touchdown. Peyton Zachary, but there is a flag down.
They're going to get Zachy Helton out in space, probably on a hold, but I don't know about this one. I'll have to go back and look. Watch big 52 out in space. Watch 52 top of your screen. Follow 52, and you're going to see him out here. Has he got too much? Got a little bit of jersey there, but man.
Kind of inside the shoulders on that.
And the problem is you got a big lineman out in space. It's easy to see. You know, he's out on the edge.
During the play,
I believe that's what we're going to
holding,
get.
offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
The Rusty Mansell eyes of that is seeing Zachy Helton out in space, a big guy that athletic.
That
exactly
right.
tells you what kind of offensive lineman and why he's got Power 4 offers from all over the country. One-time former Alabama commit.
Yeah, an interior offensive lineman in college, probably, right?
Yeah, he will be, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And by the way, we saw Peyton Zachary, his first ever high school game the night for our Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic when he was playing for Cal.
Yep.
And he was amazing that night, and he's still, I mean, he's
talking about shifty,
dazzling athlete. He had we were talking about his big third down.
We talked about him that night being like Isaiah McKenzie.
Yeah,
that's kind of who he reminds me of still.
Lewis throwing, nice throw all the way across the field, harder throw than it looks. Complete to Ryan Mosley. Mosley out of bounds at the Wildcat 39.
Yeah, good job there by Juju. He's going to throw that before he even gets out of his break. And you see the long throw, as you just mentioned, Brandon. He threw that from the other hash all the way almost to the sideline. Big league throw by Juju Lewis to show his arm.
That's the stuff that he does so well.
When he sets his feet, he's as good as anybody in the country. When he can set his feet and see the field, he's got a special arm.
In motion goes Kofer. Lewis, RPO again. Now he's going to look to McNeil. Second touchdown of the night for A.J. McNeil. And Juju's putting on a show right now.
Let me tell you something. When Juju Lewis sets his feet, that I don't know if you can defend that in high school football. Watch this throw. He drops it in a bucket. Look at the juice on that. Absolute perfect pass, man. Perfect pass by Juju Lewis. Colorado fans are going to, they're all over social media now. They're retweeting all of our stuff. They're going to love this tonight.
Of course, Juju reclassified originally in the class of 2026 on his way to Colorado. You know, kind of thought to be the heir apparent, of course, to Shedeur Sanders. Is this a guy that you could see starting?
No question. No, he is going to be, to me, he's going in early. I know a lot around this, and they're really impressed with Deion Sanders, but they're really impressed when he's got a chance to play day one.
Carlos Hernandez, PAT is good. And for the 10th straight game, Carrollton has exceeded 40 points. 43-7 is our score. What a night for the Trojans.
Your home for live local high school football is Peachtree Sports Network. Don't miss the action every Friday night, only on PSN. Over the air on 17.2, on cable, and streaming on YouTube TV and Fubo. High school football on PSN is sponsored by Ingalls.
I take caring for my kitty very seriously. So when I found a health monitoring kitty litter, I had to meet the creator.
Oh, hi, kitten.
Please, I told you to call me Martha. This litter seriously stops odors, and it changes colors.
Smart and pretty, you could say.
You're going to make me blush. I love that it's lightweight, low dust, and delivers right to my doorstep.
Try it today. Go to prettylitter.com.
It takes passion, hustle, grit. And it only works if you do. It's the dream. And the only place to find it is on Peachtree TV, where your Atlanta dream takes on the basketball world, where the dream becomes a reality, where the dream is the other team's worst nightmare. Only on Atlanta's own Peachtree TV.
Oh my gosh! Nice!
World Chase Tag is the Pro League tournament for the planet's most intense new game, which takes the art of being hunted down to a whole new level. It is relentless and fiercely intense, with a chaser having just 20 seconds to get a hand on an invader.
He's done it! He has done it!
And there's only one rule. Don't get caught.
Tuesdays at 7 on Peachtree Sports Network.
Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
You're watching Peachtree Sports Network, your home for live local sports.
Welcome back, everybody. You see our score 43-7. Carrollton on top of Valdosta. 10 straight games for the Trojans, scoring more than 40 points. This program has not done that since the 2010 season, to give you an idea of how prolific this offense attack has been. Vargas's kick will be fielded inside the 10 now. Lewis gets it up to the 20. And Carrollton having a lot of fun right now. And, you know, Rusty, I think if you're a Valdosta fan, obviously this score right now is not what you want. I think they're going to go back and look, you know, late in the season, it's that game at Richmond Hill where you and I were doing TV that night. Richmond Hill pulls the upset. What we did not know at the time was that was the game where it's believed that Robinson got hurt, suffered the injury.
Yes.
And so, you know, after that, they sort of barely beat Tiff County. They obviously lost the Wintersville Classic, which they could have lost anyway. Lowndes a good football team.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think about, you know, kind of what this season became after that Richmond Hill game, a lot of Valdosta fans may be perhaps wondering what might have been as you see the incomplete attempt to Marquise Fennell there.
Yeah, I call it a talent equalizer, and that's what he is. You know what I mean? If he's 100% tonight, don't mean they beat Carrollton, but they give Carrollton some worries tonight because of how they're not having to defend his legs.
And so you and I are also kind of the same on this too. It's like we were really excited about getting a chance to showcase Robinson.
Sure.
Just, I mean, even if you're not a Georgia fan, he's obviously Georgia committed. Even if you're not a Georgia fan, just kind of a fun player to watch.
And it's Valdosta.
It's Valdosta.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think that Robinson's really given himself a great effort here tonight. And I don't think Valdosta has anything to apologize for their season if it does end like this. But this is not what it could have been.
Correct. And you think about this, too, now. Who they are. They played 2 games in Metro Atlanta, basically, and both weeks have been on TV.
That's right.
Everybody was waiting for them to come up here. Todd Robinson's obviously a special football player, but the program itself, I think it's still the winningest football program.
It is. It's the winningest program in the country. Now, Massillon, Ohio is kind of creeping up on them a little bit. I believe that Massillon may have more state championships. I think Massillon may have 25. Valdosta has a total of 24. But
tackle out of bounds flag there.
Valdosta does still have more wins, but Massillon, Ohio is kind of getting a little close to them. These two teams played each other a couple of years ago.
So they went there, and from what I understand, I believe they're coming back to Valdosta next year. And talking to Coach Felton before, he goes, "Look, Rusty, I don't know that we can replace Todd Robinson. It's hard." He goes, "I'm telling you."
After the play is over, dead ball, personal foul, late hit out of bounds against the defense, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
90% of his team's coming back.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Joey King will not be happy about that. You know, tagging on 15 yards and he has such a big lead. But that's certainly good. I also think one of the things that's going to be interesting to see, you know, in the future, the population, I'm talking about student number-wise, at Valdosta, not as large as it once was. You know, maintaining status in the highest classification. I think if you talk to some people around the Valdosta program, this is not an excuse, I'm not making one, but I think a lot of them would say, hey, we always want to play Lowndes. We always want to play Colquitt, which, you know, is actually the oldest.
Be in that region.
It's the oldest rivalry in the sport. But, population-wise, the highest classification gets to be a little bit of a challenge when your population not quite as large as it once was. As you see the attempted pass there by Robinson to Fennell, the intended target, but that's also incomplete.
Might wind up being a rough night for South Georgia, and sometimes that happens, but Lowndes is down pretty good to Buford in the third quarter. I think that's 34-7. You got a game here that's 43-7. Last I saw, Collins Hill and Colquitt were tied up in the third quarter.
What a game that is. My gosh,
man.
what a game that is.
Yeah.
And, Colquitt did not get off to the best start this year. But, boy, I tell you what, they really kind of figured some things out over the course of the season. And Collins Hill, one of the great, kind of turnarounds this year, too. Really fun game, that is. And, if it ends for Lowndes tonight at Buford, I think it might. I think you've got to give Adam Carter, who obviously took that job a couple of years ago, coming down from Grayson. I think you've got to get, Carter a lot of credit. It seems like he has turned the program around there at Lowndes. A program that obviously was hoping for a little bit of a reboot, and it seems like he's been able to provide that.
I'm telling you now, they got a sophomore quarterback. It's about 6'3", and we've seen Kareem Hughley at Gainesville, but I'm telling you, the 2027 quarterback at Lowndes, and I'm sorry I can't remember his name right now on paper, but he has the look of one of those really, really highly recruited young men.
Wildcats putting a drive together right now. Now Robinson will try to run. Kind of the zone read type play. Kept it himself and goes out of bounds at the 17. It's also interesting from a travel standpoint. You mentioned a moment ago, Valdosta wanted to change things up after last year and kind of take the yellow school bus driving over today. By the way, we're in the red zone, brought to you by IBEW Local 613. If you look at our state, it's really interesting. We have top classification teams in the very bottom of the state, and we have them like in Atlanta. There's sort of nothing between here and Atlanta when it comes to, or I should say, here in like this, basically the south, state line, just because
prior
of the fact
to
that
the snap, false start, gets the offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
So if you're a Region 1 team that has to go on the road, you are traveling a long way.
Camden and North Cobb last week, we saw it. Yeah.
So the Wildcats the third seed out of Region 1. Robinson handoff. That's Foster.
I tell you, we had a coin toss this week, which means this week that I believe it's the bottom half of those brackets.
Another quick strike by Robinson.
But if you just look at some things and how they could unfold, let's say the ifs. Okay, if Carrollton continues to win and if Buford continues to win, then you say in 5A, what if Milton continues to win and what if Lee County continues to win? There will be a coin toss on Tuesday this week, Brandon, that will be a week in advance. So we're going to know if those teams meet up, which is not a huge difference between
encroachment against the defense,
Carrollton and Buford.
5-yard penalty.
But there's a massive difference between Milton, Georgia, and Leesburg.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's a massive difference. And you're talking about a different environment now. If Milton goes into Lee County on a Friday night,
place to play.
My goodness.
Tough place to play.
So we should know, if those teams we're going to know who's going to be on the road and home on Tuesday. They always stay a week in advance.
A good miscue here by Valdosta. A little bit of, you can see the visible frustration right now with these Wildcats. Yeah, you think a nationally ranked Milton going down to Leesburg, any of those fans would have something to say about that?
You think they wouldn't be hydrated up, ready to roll? You think Leesburg wouldn't be hydrated and ready for that? Man, that would be an incredible environment. Just give you an example. If North Oconee continues to win tonight.
False start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Let's talk about this scenario. Obviously, Georgia Tech next week. A lot of traffic. It's Black Friday. It's a holiday. It's a state game. Cartersville could be going to North Oconee.
What a game.
Next Friday night.
And North Oconee's been amazing in these playoffs here thus far. Kind of a direct snap type thing to Prince Jean that time.
Prince Avenue's win over Providence Christian. They're going to go to Calvary Day next Friday night. And I'm telling you, you better watch out for Prince. Calvary Day is a really good football team. Manchester down right now in the fourth quarter. That would be an upset to me.
Handoff going the way of Foster, and boy, there to meet that defensively for Carrollton.
Toombs County is going to be a very tough out for anybody.
Had a chance to ask Joey King this week about his defense because everybody knows how much Carrollton scores. Joey King's a very sharp offensive mind. He says in our building, though, our defense is not overlooked. As Robinson throws towards the end zone over the head of Prince Jean, he says these guys are really getting here every day to our building for the offense. They're getting their extra work in. That on this team in this program, they're considering the defense just as much a part of the piece of the story as obviously this very prolific offense is.
I'll say this, I've known Joey King a long time. I have spent a lot of time with him off of the field. He is one of the best football coaches in a lot of areas. And this is an extremely talented football team.
On fourth down, Valdosta will go for it. Robinson thought he had his guy there, but kind of goes through the hands of Fennel. LaGrange beating St.
How about Matt
right
Napier?
now. Yeah,
we saw them early this year.
We did.
And he said, listen, we're beat up, Rusty. We got some injuries, not making an excuse in that Corky Kell. And you're talking about a team that's peaking at the right time?
It is. It's also a community that loves its football team. A lot of great support.
Great support, didn't they?
Yeah, came out to our Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame the other night, and obviously for Corky Kell Day 100 class. I mean, think back to the early 2000s. You know, one of the great runs in our state's history at that time.
Let me tell you something. You let that team get into Mercedes-Benz, there'll be a lot of blue. You talking about some Grangers?
Rangers
in
all
that building?
Over the place. So turnover on downs after the incomplete pass intended for Fennel. Robinson thought he maybe had a touchdown on that. Lewis remains in, but it's a handoff play here on first down. Not much going there. Ball came out, but the forward progress had been stopped. Sequoia is still on top of Woodward Academy right there. Woodward Academy made a big run through the playoffs a year ago. I sort of wondered after round one, is that maybe Woodward's going to get ready to do this again, especially after Gainesville had been beaten.
Yeah, well, William Rajecki is a young man that absolutely had, I think he had 5 touchdowns and 200-something yards on Gainesville last week, and I hadn't seen any stats. But this is a 2026 running back. He's going to play in the Georgia Elite Classic again. This is a special football player.
Lewis incomplete, one of the rare misses for him. I mean, how about the overall numbers on Julian this year? Coming in tonight, do you know he only had 57 incompletions all year long? I mean, completing 78% of his passes.
Crazy.
Joey King saying this week, you know, the challenge to Lewis a year ago was, after the phenomenal freshman season where ESPN's calling him the greatest recruit in the sport and all that kind of stuff, the challenge as a sophomore was, or what was his second year in high school, I guess more aptly said, was to, hey, cut down the turnovers, be a little bit more precise, you know, avoid mistakes. And now this year it's obviously to kind of cement the legacy with a state championship. Just going to dump this one off to Zachary, and this is dangerous.
Yeah.
Zachary knocked out of bounds. Flag comes in. Not sure what that is.
That's what makes Carrollton dangerous. Not only you got Juju Lewis, you've got to tackle in space, or these guys will chunk play you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we haven't seen a ton of, like, say, Ryan Mosley tonight. We saw, you know, Cooley get a catch earlier.
You see Joey in an interview with Kaylee. He said, we've got a lot of guys. We spread this thing around.
That's right.
Holding offense. 10-yard penalty that will be enforced from the end of the run. Still results in a first down.
And you see
Correction
Joey
from
King.
The flag.
And you see Joey King. It's 43-7, and he's still arguing on the call. And that's just the competitive nature in him. Like, what are we doing wrong? I got to coach my guy. That's not a hold.
Tell you the other thing I like about Joey King too is the sort of genuine nature of his spirit. You know,
he's a good guy.
Very authentic, very just a very earnest person. Always so interesting to talk to.
I'll share after this play. I'll give you a quick Joey King story that he reminds me of a lot. See, Juju wanting to change the play. See, he signaled the sideline, can I have this play? See what he does here. He saw the defense.
Let's see what he wants. Yeah, he's going to throw it up for his guy. Oh, it's incomplete.
Mosley. Yep.
Mosley had the step on him. Copeland had the coverage. It may have gone off Copeland's helmet.
So Joey King was interviewing for jobs, and he interviewed for another job in Metro Atlanta. He was in the final 2, and he didn't get it. Don't have to say the school. And he was pretty crushed. And he called me, after he found the news, and he was pretty down. He said, Rusty, do you know anything about the Cartersville job? And I said, Joey,
this is going back years ago.
I said, Joey, you're not going to get that job. He said, but I mean, put in for it, see what happens. I didn't hear anything for a week, and he called me. He goes, good thing I didn't listen to you. I said, what happened? He said, I just got the Cartersville job. I said, what? So,
and the rest would certainly be history there.
Yes, sir.
Lewis going to crank it up and throw again. Zachary diving for it. It's incomplete.
The thing I like about that ball from Juju is either Zachary or nobody.
Yep, Zachary
there's no chance of anybody going to get that ball. Either my guy's going to get it or we're going to go to 3rd and 10. He's throwing a lot. There's a lot of attention on him. Listen, there's a lot of people have an opinion on him. They're filming a documentary. There's cameras all over this place. They have been filming a documentary on him for 2 years now.
There's Mosley getting a catch, spinning free.
Nice play there.
Across the 30 up to maybe the 32.
And his defense, he has shut it down media-wise. Like he doesn't do media. He doesn't do those things, and that's his choice because there's a lot of eyes on him.
That's right.
But what he does on Friday night and what he can do with his skill set is special.
So when we come to Carrollton, it's one of the most hospitable places we visit. A lot of the places we go are very nice to us. The folks here are always as nice as anyone ever could be. They're just really, really hospitable.
He's got him.
He does. Sideline route,
Good
incomplete.
coverage.
Yeah, really nice coverage that time. Was that Cameron Brown?
Yes.
Cameron Brown who had the coverage. Yeah, good night for him. But as hospitable and nice as all the folks around the program are, you can certainly tell the closer you get to the on-field product, this is a Carrollton team that definitely, I think, recognizes the magnitude of the moment. You know,
yeah.
Joey King's a very high-profile coach. When he takes a job like this, it's clearly for only one reason. You know, you want to win that state championship. This is a guy that's won championships with great quarterbacks. You know, Julian Lewis emerges here, and obviously for a guy like Lewis who gets the attention, the accolades he gets, once again, it's sort of, you know, the state championship is supposed to be the punctuation mark to all of that. So it's interesting watching folks, you know, kind of go through that. Nice cut there by Farmer. Put a toe in the turf and then cut it back inside. It's just really interesting to watch how they've managed the obvious expectations. This is a very, very passionate fan base. They support their team really well. And, you know, they clearly know that they're kind of in this thing with the purpose of trying to win.
Listen, Joey's a nice guy. This is a big boy job.
Yep.
This is a big boy pay. This is big boy in the paper. You don't have to disguise it. I think he's the highest paid coach in the state of Georgia. And there's expectations here. And they haven't won one since 1998. And right now on paper, they are the favorite. So, yeah, they're dealing with that too.
So when you see is Lewis now going to roll right to keep the play alive here. Now he's just going to dump it off. How about that to Farmer? Kind of the second time tonight he's sort of done that, and pretty clever with how he got that one free.
Shifty, man.
Yeah. Nice
Shifty.
job of buying time with his leg.
Yep. Eyes downfield.
So to kind of finish up what we were saying before. So when you see Carrollton winning convincingly right now, keep in mind that the internal pressure here is maybe more than it kind of appears. The fact that they're kind of marching through this game as businesslike as they are, I think is a pretty strong testament to the overall force of will for this Trojans program. Going to look back left and try to throw it to Kyan Kofer.
Yeah, this is one of those seasons where you're expecting to see the Johnston rep. Like that guy's going to come down here and take ring sizes. You know what I mean? So
who's the biggest challenge in 6A then?
I think that the physicality is going to be Buford to me. I also think now here's a score that I'm interested in. Grayson's down to Norcross. Okay, right now. To me, it's going to take a very athletic defense to be able to guard them from sideline to sideline.
So I will tell you, we saw Buford earlier this year, RPO play again. This is going to be a pass caught by Zachary, tackled right away by Seth Brown.
Listen, Douglas County would be dangerous in a one game, and they've already played them once, so you kind of know what you got tape on that.
There's also a little bit of a rivalry there too.
Oh yeah, right up the street.
Yeah, it's a lot closer than people realize.
Yeah.
But when we saw Buford earlier this season, I will tell you, I thought their defense looked really, really good. No surprise that Buford's got a good defense, but I think that folks are used
to a
little
nastiness to them.
They did. I really thought, man, this defense is really something good. not just elite recruits, but a group of guys playing well together. Lewis now going to take the easy pass. Smart. Kyan Kofer, who makes a man miss to the 20-yard line. Yeah, you can really watch Lewis go through the progressions there and just choose to take it, take something easy.
What's Jake Fromm saying?
Don't go broke taking a profit.
That's exactly what he just did. Let's get passing stats here.
We are in the red zone presented by IBW. Local 613.
They're going to call Farmer on this block, and I'm not sure. I mean, forget the replay. Watch the edge. You're going to see 21 come in, and I don't know what the penalty is going to be here, but the referee threw it on top. Watch 21. Follow him. I don't know. The referee throws the penalty right on top of him.
You want to know about the
see what we got here.
Weaponry for Carrollton.
During the run, blocking below the waist against the defense.
Oh, so they got
penalty being
him
forced from the end of the run,
so
half the distance to the goal line, first down.
They got him for coming underneath Farmer.
Okay.
Watch 21 in the replay and watch the Valdosta linebacker follow 21 right here leading. Watch 21 and watch the defender come cut his legs. See that? Yeah, they caught him for blocking below the waist there. And
I will admit I did not know that was a penalty on the defense.
I was wondering why they were going to get Farmer there, but he threw that flag right to that guy. So,
by the way, you want to know
protecting a chop block basically.
That's
by
right.
The defense.
The weaponry for Carrollton, Kyan Kofer really getting his first targets of the night. He's looked really shifty when he's touched it. And then Farmer will get an easy touchdown here right now. That's his third of the night. And that one's the easiest one he'll probably ever get. As Carrollton marches down the field and extends its lead, it's now 49-7.
Well, this is, I don't think anybody in their wildest dreams saw this coming. And it's snowballed on Valdosta, but Carrollton is really, really hitting on all cylinders. They are very comfortable right now. You got a Valdosta team that's been on the field for a lot of snaps.
Carlos Hernandez will try the PAT. Low snap.
A little late.
Vargas had to pick it up. Now he's going to have to run. He got hit hard. Oh, boy, he took a big hit.
He thought he was going to get two.
Zamarian Williams took out all kinds of frustration on the other kicker, Vargas, who happened to be the holder right there. But the story here is it's 49-7. Carrollton, #1 in the state, looking good here tonight.
Dang, where you get this car?
You need to join the union.
The union?
Absolutely. You can get 10 of these.
Union construction workers earn the highest wages with the best benefits and the most protection in the construction industry. Find your career in construction. Go to GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com and start your future today.
What happens after you graduate? Will you go to the next level? Will people have your back in the heat of the battle? Will you still train like a champion in pursuit of greatness? You will when you become an IBEW electrician. Join our team. Visit IBEW613.org.
We celebrate the athletes, the buzzer beaters, the record breakers, the wins. Now, it's time to celebrate the people behind it all. The advice givers, the community shapers, the game changers, the life changers. It's time to celebrate our coaches. Join all of us at BSN Sports and show your coach some love by sharing their story with #ThankYouCoach.
Great teams are committed, focused on the details, and work hard to be their best. From practice to games, right down to their gear. Your field is a critical part of the game that allows your athletes to showcase their abilities. Sports Turf is committed to bringing your team innovative sports surfaces with unparalleled performance. You bring the vision, our team brings it to life.
I've used R.S. Andrews 15 years, purchased 2 heating and air systems, so I rely on their technicians for service. I call, they come, it's fixed. And I appreciate Andrews' commitment. He gives it his all. That's how R.S. Andrews makes me smile.
Yankee Wawa! Running out of hot water is one way your water heater cries out for help. Call R.S. Andrews. Get a water heater rejuvenation. Your water heater gets added life, you get more hot water. Another way R.S. Andrews makes you smile today.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title is sponsored by Gordo's, Fiesta every day, Northside Hospital, your source of strength, the Mechanical Trades Institute, the best kept secret everyone should know about, Dog Nation. Visit DogNation.com for the latest Georgia team news and recruiting information. Georgia Match. Claim your spot at a Georgia college today by visiting gafutures.org. And by Georgia High School Sports Daily. Live at noon Monday through Friday on the Peachtree Sports Network and Atlanta News First app.
Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel, Julian Lewis to the star of the night. Of course, Rusty to my right, feverishly writing down final scores as they come in from across the state. He'll have your bracket update tonight. Sitting out in the cold when all this one's done. But
Kind of I'll give you one after this.
It's a big night for the Trojans here. That's our main headline. Valdosta going to get a return. That's Lewis, who's had a pretty good night tonight, including a thrilling catch earlier, getting across the 30-yard line.
You know, we've talked about this team and what they went through. Athens Academy was 10-0. Brandon, they had 4 weeks off, which is tough. It is. They lost tonight to Aquinas, 31-20. And you know Josh Alexander and those guys are like, it was just tough to deal with. Tough to deal with. Elbert County with kind of an upset to me. They beat Heard County 26-24. Right now, with 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, Buford 42, Lowndes 7.
Amazing. Amazing. Big statement performance by Buford, similar to what Carrollton's doing here right now. And you talk about, you know, it's interesting. Depending on where you are in the state, you either had a long layoff where you were forced to wait, almost like you're restarting the season, or you have a situation like what Valdosta dealt with, which was when you go back and look at the way that Hurricane Helene ravaged that part of our state to the point where electricity was off.
Coffee, 4 weeks without power.
Coffee much the same way.
Yes.
Where, I mean, you know, guys weren't getting hot meals in some cases. I'm talking about, you know, players on this team and go a long time without being in school. Just, you know, there's never been, for a lot of different reasons, I won't need to go back and catalog all these for everybody. There's never been a more challenging year for high school football,
No doubt.
I believe, in the state of Georgia.
Other than the COVID year.
Other than the COVID year. But even, I mean, COVID impacted everybody, and obviously that'll be an all-timer. But when you think about the various things, you know, that different parts of our state dealt with, man, there is no playbook for any of that.
This score may surprise some people, but I don't think it's going to surprise you, because when we saw them, we were like, wait a minute. That's a really athletic team. I'll give you that team right after this play.
So Robinson going to hand the ball off. That's Foster going across the 45.
Late in the fourth, Sprayberry is 28, Noonan 7.
Yeah, I tell you, I did like Sprayberry. They were.
We were like, wait a minute now. Wait a minute now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind telling you, at the beginning of the year, Sprayberry was not really on my radar.
Yeah.
Perhaps that's my error. But
Great environment.
Great environment. I'm just telling you right now, that was a good football team the night we saw them.
They're going to make the elite. They had two of those 6'1" corners.
Oh, yeah, great. Yeah,
two
really
lockdown corners.
Good
one going to Missouri.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. Valdosta's got them bunched here offensively. Going to hand to Foster again. Foster follows a block. Stepping up to make the hit was Zealous Hicks, the Texas committee. Not shy away from contact tonight.
Douglas County with 3 minutes to go. Douglas County is 24, North Cobb 10.
I'm telling you right now, that's a big statement from Douglas County.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
that is a grown man win.
To win the game, but as it looks right now, winning it with margin.
Yep. Hillgrove is up on Peachtree Ridge, 30-14. What does that mean? That means that Hillgrove would come here, I believe.
Hillgrove was a team for a long time, a little bit like the Decatur team we had on TV, where they were undefeated but not ranked for a good while. As you see, Robinson gave this guy a chance to get there, and The guy that's done everything all night long, it looks like he may be a little bit worse to wear right now. Eli Lewis, I don't know if he took a shot to the shoulder or what. He's slow to get up. I mean, Lewis has left it on the line tonight for the senior. I mean, you're talking about the emotion of the moment, you know.
Yep.
That's a guy that does not want his senior season to come to an end, and I don't care what the score is. You can't play much harder than Eli Lewis is right now.
Another team that we both know what they did last week, but just literally right up the street right now, Cambridge is up on Central Carrollton 41-22. And you talking about a quarterback. I want to mention this after this play because I want to tell you what I was told by the Cedartown staff.
69 seconds in, I should say 89 seconds here in the third quarter. The hand to Foster.
Weston Taylor is the senior quarterback at Cambridge. We got a new coach. Tyler Jones comes over from Walton, offensive coordinator, puts in a new system. They go to throw it. They go to basically run and shoot.
Yep. As Prince Jean is now down on the field for Valdosta, training staff going to come over and take to him. I'll tell you, let me do the Brady read, Rusty. We'll let you finish that story here. If you've got critters creeping in your attic, you better call Breda Pest Management. Get a highly trained expert to kick those critters out. Under the Breda Wildlife Guarantee, if any critters return, you're covered at no additional cost. Breda, they handle bugs and critters.
I had a former coach who lives in Cedartown who has been to a lot of high school football games. I mean, a lot. And he texted me this week and he said, Rusty, that's the best quarterback that's played in that stadium since Trevor Lawrence.
Wow.
He goes, we could not. He goes, not only was he really good, he said every ball was on the money. Accurate. A lot of publicity this week for Weston Taylor, senior quarterback out of Cambridge. His brother is a walk-on at Georgia.
Okay.
So, you know, I don't know where it's going to go with him. It's late, obviously, but the more they win, and now I believe they'll be on the road again. Now they'll go to Marist in the Elite Eight, which possessions will be at a premium.
Oh my goodness.
I think Warner Robbins, what I was told, Warner Robbins last week had the ball 3 times in the first half.
Oh, wow.
Three drives.
Prince Jean, by the way, you saw him walking off at his own power, so that's good news. We'll hope for the best for him.
Thomasville 42 over a team right here, Temple, right up the road here in Carroll County. They go on the road to South Georgia. Thomasville's a team that's bouncing back, been down a little bit. Obviously, Thomas County Central's been that guy.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of attention, obviously, on TCC and the run that they've been, on. I feel like Thomasville is a little overlooked right now. I think
coming back.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, an absolute thunderous hit from Jay Hagan. Actually, that's not Hagan. That's Cameron McClure. No, that was Hagan. Yeah,
yes,
that was
Hagan. Watch him fill the alley right here. Right. Ooh. That doesn't feel good when it's about 38, 40 degrees.
No, it does not. That's a second really big hit of the night Hagan's had.
So you and I both next week have other duties.
That's right. We're going to miss the state quarterfinals.
I know. Well,
I'm excited about Georgia Tech. Obviously,
that's part of our job. That's our day job.
That's a day job.
That's our day job.
That's right.
This is our fun job.
That's exactly right. I am contracted to be in that.
Yeah, we're going to be there. But I will tell you, I'm not going to give all the announcements. But my man, I.J. Rosenberg, has come out of retirement next week.
Is that right?
He's on the call.
I.J. Rosenberg.
Yes, sir. Mr. Score Atlanta, Mr. Corky Kell committee. He is coming out of retirement next week.
Well, nobody deserves it more.
I'm not giving any. I'm not getting any pointers. So I'm like, you have to go. You got to go earn your money next week, I.J.
That's exactly right.
We got a great lineup next week. They'll do well. I talked to Ashley, his daughter. And she knows she's got her work cut out for her next week. Let's just say that.
49-7 is our score. Fourth quarter, getting ready to get going. These Trojans are tough on a Friday night.
What is GMFB overtime?
It's this, that, and a whole lot of 5 days a week.
Let's go. Here we go.
It's football for everyone.
Weekdays at 10 on Peachtree Sports Network.
True to Atlanta, true to the South Side. This is our city. Don't miss it as your Skyhawks take on the Long Island Nets in high-action, high-speed G League basketball. Tuesday at 7 on Peachtree Sports Network.
When you say let's go to breakfast, you mean let's go to McDonald's. Obviously. Mix and match like a chicken McGriddles and hash browns for $2.79. Add a medium-iced coffee for $1.99. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
It's that time of year. The Black Friday sales event at Matthews Kia of Cartersville is going on now. Get the 2025 Kia Sportage and 2025 Kia Sorento 1.9% APR for 60 months. The 2024 Sorento 0% for 48 months. Or the 2025 Carnival MPV LX for $409 a month. Hurry, because prices are in your favor right now during the Black Friday sales event. Don't forget, Matthews Kia of Cartersville is home to the lifetime warranty. Come see us today. All roads lead to Matthews Kia of Cartersville.
This is a trusted space.
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 You're watching Peachtree Sports Network, your home for live local sports.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Fourth quarter, getting ready to get going here. You're looking at a third down now coming up. Change at quarterback for Valdosta. Hand to Foster, and he's going to be pretty close to a first down there. So into the game at quarterback for Valdosta right now. It's Perry Tripp into the game. So the night for Todd Robinson is done, but boy, I tell you what, that's a man that, or I should say it's Tripp Perry, Tripp Perry in at quarterback. Todd Robinson already had my respect, but if possible, he's got even more of it after the courageous effort he showed tonight.
Especially the last couple of weeks.
Tripp Perry, just a sophomore. Part of what Rusty said, kind of a young group of guys for the Wildcats. They hope to get back, and Foster showing good burst inside the 15. To the 13 he goes. He got 19 yards on that carry.
Well, it wasn't going to be the case, but it will now, and I'll tell you after this play what I mean. It was going to be a rare day off for Georgia high school football in November. It's not going to be the case.
That's right. By the way, we're in the red zone here, brought to you by IBEW, Local 613. Perry takes the snap, handing to Foster again. Foster running hard down to 2. Got about 10 more that time. So you can close the book on Todd Robinson. They always say in the Braves broadcast. 182 yards passing for him. He gets a touchdown. A lot of those yards going to Eli Lewis. How about 10 catches, 103 yards through 3 quarters for Lewis, including one of the great highlight plays of our season. Touchdown here would eat into the margin. We're kind of knocking on the door of one of the most prolific playoff wins in Carrollton history. And that's a touchdown. Foster gets the score for Valdosta. Coming a little later than some Wildcats fans would like, but nonetheless, Foster adds to what's been a great season for him and a very bright future for the sophomore who, as we said earlier in our show, you talk to Shelton Felton, he'll tell you, we think this may be one of the best sophomore running backs in the entire state, if not the very best.
Grayson came back leading Norcross late.
Quarterback Perry stays in as the holder. That kick, though, unfortunately for Tomas Perez, I couldn't tell if it was blocked or if it was just errant. Either way, though, the score remains 49-13. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back. State playoff action.
So when I got in the program, I was 18. At the time, I think the most appealing thing was, I could start out going to school and making money while I'm going to school. Not coming out in 4 or 5 years, $30,000, $40,000 in debt. That was the biggest attraction to this. I got in 3 days after graduation and hadn't looked back.
The
The Georgia Sheet Metal JATC provides apprentices with free training and careers that are stable and essential to the operation of the modern world. Both craft jobs and management positions offer lucrative pay with benefits as well as the stability of a growing industry. Skilled journeymen in the sheet metal industry are essential to our community now and in the future. Learn more about free technical training with no student debt at our website, careersinsheetmetal.com.
Planting season is here, and it's time to give your yard the perfect touch from the professionals at Personal Touch Lawn Care. Why Personal Touch? Courteous service, attention to detail, and a desire to give you the best lawn in your neighborhood.
They have the knowledge and skills to do anything that I would need.
Call now for a 25% discount on design and consultation services.
Big enough to serve you, small enough to know you.
Personal Touch Lawn Care, 770-908-1238, or online at ptlcatlanta.com.
Sweetheart, please don't forget to wear your seatbelt. I got it, Mom. It's a very nice day, living in the right space. Breathing your grace, got me feeling some kind
of way. In the blink of an eye, so many tomorrows can disappear. Buckle up for your future. Every trip, every time. A message from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
9:40 to go, fourth quarter of play. See Julian Lewis standing there with his teammates.
You got to get used to the camera there, Juju.
Yeah, Juju gave somebody a little side eye at that time.
Look at it. They're all eating popcorn and snacks, and
very funny.
That will always remind you of Georgia and LA.
Oh, and the national championship against TCU. Yeah, that's one of the all-timers for sure. See if the night is done for Lewis here.
Oh, it's done. He's got a handful of Cracker Jacks. They're seriously passing around snacks on the sidelines. Yep, it's done for him.
So that means coming in at quarterback then is going to be Dylan Bishop. So Bishop, the new quarterback for Carrollton. He'll be in the shotgun. He'll hand off. Valdosta right away makes that tackle in the backfield. New running back into the game, too. First carries of the night for Zaylen Harris, a sophomore.
You start talking about traditions, and this is the hard part of the year, Brandon, where kids' careers end.
It is.
And you start talking about these kids that play at Valdosta, and 99% of these kids grow up and they enter Valdosta at kindergarten.
That's right.
And they know the tradition here and what it is to be, a Wildcat. And
it's the biggest difference between North Georgia and South Georgia. And by North Georgia, I mean like the Metro Atlanta. I think the
transient
extreme
part.
Yeah, the extreme north is a little bit more like this. But, there are a lot of great programs in the Atlanta area. I don't know how many of the players of those programs grew up dreaming of playing for so-and-so school, because most people have moved from somewhere, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
But in Valdosta, there's a lot more deep-rooted families.
Every day that city is talking about Mounds and Valdosta High School football. It's born in you. It's bred in you. You're one or the other, and there's going to be a lot of kids that's going to be really emotional after this, because they're going to take those pads off and they're going to take that helmet off for the last time as a Valdosta Wildcat. And that's the hardest part as we get to this point of the year, to kind of watch those kids and kind of see that go away for them.
And by the way, it's not just the 6'8", see the snap there, mishandled, but then picked back up, and nice job of getting something out of that by Dylan that time. And it's not just the highest classification teams for whom that's true. Irwin County, Brooks County.
Trust me. Yes. I get it. I see it every year. Yeah.
The passion they have is really just as intense.
I saw today Temple, who just lost. Really good little community. You should have seen the send-off for them. The elementary school.
I love it.
The buses.
I love it.
The police, the fire trucks. I was like, man, that is special.
I don't think there's anything that brings a community together better than a high school football team. I just love it. 6:26. We're obviously in a running clock situation here. Bishop throwing. A lot of new guys into the game now. That's Carson Heath, the intended receiver. Heath getting his first playing time of the night.
A young man that a lot of people are familiar with, as well as Talon Taylor. It's a Georgia commit out of Geneva, Illinois. What I'm getting at there is they play in the state semifinals tomorrow in Illinois. Their social media put together a piece today when their team was leaving. And every elementary school, there's a feeder of that. We're all standing out front, and those kids drove by. You talking about give you chills?
Oh, that's great. And it's also snowing like
crazy
right now. Let's shout out our friends at Breda Pest Management, because no matter the season, no matter your pest issue, Breda Pest Management is going to protect your home inside and out from bugs, termites, wildlife, and mosquitoes. Breda is proud to sponsor Georgia High School athletics. So get started today at BredaPest.com. That's BREDA, BredaPest.com. So turnover on downs gives the football to Valdosta. Handoff to Fennel.
So getting to that, there was a lot of kids that were going to be able to be off on Thanksgiving because it was initially the bye week. Now you're back to the original goal of practicing on Thanksgiving. So you get to win. Now you practice on Thanksgiving. You're going to play an Elite 8 game on Friday night. Coffee beating a good Brunswick team. Well, don't you know the crowd? A crowd like Coffee and Brunswick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Coffee, one of those state champs, they all kind of sort of jammed into that
whole region.
That's really something.
It's just SEC, man. I'm not going to talk about the playoff rankings. Don't let me talk about the playoff.
I'm telling you right now.
Don't let me have a bad night and talk about the playoff rankings.
It's amazing. Everywhere you go right now, everybody's talking about it. And, listen, our whole life, college football has always been about arguing about something that's not necessarily new. This is just the thing we're arguing about now. But it's a mess.
You remember that year that Auburn tied Syracuse in the Sugar Bowl? Everybody thought that was a problem.
Pat Dye got the ties mailed to him. I do remember.
Oh, man, we're showing our age tonight.
Unfortunately, that's the case. Pressure coming from Carrollton. Fennel ran into his own blocker there for a moment, but still got down to about the 32. So he gets about 4. It's going to be 4th down coming up, and Valdosta will keep the offense on the field. Trip Perry trying to
Georgia UMass tomorrow. What are you looking forward to?
I think that obviously if the game goes the way that it's supposed to, it's a chance for some of these guys that I know in a normal year maybe would have been able to play more for Georgia, or just that a lot of fans are wanting to see. A lot of young talent, tomorrow can be a good day for them. And I think that's what these games in a lot of ways are kind of for. And it's also the same way we talk about the emotion of watching some of these high school careers come to an end. Senior day in college is a little bit convoluted now because about 50 guys, Yeah. I think that Xavier Truss had about 3 senior days at Georgia, which I'm not making fun of. I'm just saying, senior days become a little bit of a thing. But I still get a lot of goosebumps watching the families come out there and thinking about kind of where it all started with these recruiting stories.
Tate Ratledge for me tomorrow.
Big time.
I got a chance to see Nick Chubb on senior day, and I was standing there, pretty close to that one. But Tate Ratledge tomorrow, young man out of Rome, and obviously went to Darlington, and the whole story in behind him, and that win last week against Tennessee. Good run there.
Yeah.
That win last week against Tennessee for him, obviously, it's been well documented. Huge Tennessee family. His sister goes to Tennessee, and I thought his dad, Dean, I think he retweeted one of you guys this week, and he said it was the right decision for him.
Yeah.
You see Tate walking off the field and knowing that he never lost to Tennessee. There's a lot of stories like with those seniors and what they can still accomplish, but the little stories like that, That's going to be what's going to, for me tomorrow, what I'll remember about those guys.
I'm also
and Carson Beck, man, 5 years.
Oh, exactly right.
Sticking around.
I'm also glad that they're doing, if you're a Georgia fan, I think you'd probably agree with this.
Yes.
Do senior day on a day in which they can really get their
100%.
attention. Black Friday night against an in-state rival. There's going to be a lot of emotion in that building already for that. Frankly, if we're being honest, the UMass game could use a little extra juice, so make it senior day. I think that's the right thing to do. And, it's not just, as you say, senior day for Carson, but it's also the end of the COVID super seniors tomorrow, I guess. I guess.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the end of an era for college football a little bit.
How many times is somebody going to ask you if Georgia's going to wear a black jersey next Friday night on Black Friday?
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's going to be a hot topic for sure after what was sort of a makeshift blackout last week against Tennessee.
I liked that they did that. It looked good in the backdrop at night with the red home cloud. I thought it looked.
I think red jerseys look good in the daytime. I think the red crowd looks good in the daytime, but the black really does look good at night when all the fans are like that. You kind of cast this sort of ominous, sort of dark shadow look in the stadium. It's a cool look. It really is.
And then Kirby takes a shot in the press conference.
Oh, he's funny.
I mean, come on, man.
Kirby's had some funny lines.
Man.
He's had some funny lines this season.
Oh, man.
Of course, big
playing
day
with our emotions,
across the rest of college football tomorrow too. Obviously, Ohio State, Indiana. You talk about playoff implications. There's that. Florida got the big upset last week against LSU. They host Ole Miss tomorrow.
Watch that game.
Yeah,
watch that game tomorrow.
So both teams kind of running off here. It's going to end up, because of the running clock, being our final play of the game. And so let's give credit where it's due for Carrollton. Tonight, in a rematch of a game they won in the second round a year ago, they do it again tonight against the storied Valdosta Wildcats. But it's a story being told by these Trojans tonight that's got everyone in the state talking. 49-13 is the final score. And number one, no doubt, looks the part. And when you think about the road to Mercedes-Benz Stadium and those state championship games, make sure you understand that road travels straight through Grisham Stadium as the Trojans are going to knock off Valdosta and move on to the state quarterfinal action. And this year, Carrollton wants to go even farther than that. They win. We'll get ready to go down to Ashley Rosenberg. I should say Ashley Carey here in a moment. Standing by with the victorious Joey King as our coach. So we'll get ready to do that here in a little bit. Rusty Manziel going to make his way down to the broadcast position. Don't forget to stay with us because nobody breaks down those brackets better than Rusty does. And so he'll be with Kaylee Manziel for that. Ashley's also going to be standing by here with Coach Joey King in just a moment. Obviously great sportsmanship taking place here. These two terrific programs combining for 32 state championships since 1940. But it's Carrollton's night tonight, and two of the stars, Joey King and the quarterback, Juju Lewis, standing by with Kaylee Manziel here right now.
And welcome all to the Winning Coaches interview presented to you by the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office. Of course, it's Coach Joey King. Coach, when you look back on tonight, what's the thing you're most proud of?
Just all of our guys, they're focused to start. I thought we started off the game well, played a really good first half, and that set us up to be in the position we were at the end of the game ultimately.
I think everybody knows that you have a high-powered offense, but honestly, Coach, watching you guys tonight, I was really, really impressed by the defense. What do you make of their performance?
We know defense wins championships. We stress the defense all the time, and those guys did a great job of keeping them off the scoreboard. I mean, that's an explosive offense. Those guys are really, really talented and do a really good job. So hats off to our defense for sure.
All right, and tonight our Robbie Hunter MVP is going to be quarterback Julian Lewis. You've been with the program for 3 years now. I've watched you in the playoffs every season, but something about this team is different. In your eyes, what is it about these guys that makes you think they can go all the way this year?
I mean, overall, we're a big team based, we're like a family, pretty much. I mean, I think everybody trusts the other guy next to him, and I think that's probably what's been getting us through where we're at right now.
All right, we've got one thing for you. This is our Kroger game ball. It's been signed by every MVP that we've had this season. You make your mark on it, and then after that, we've got something for you to bring home. We're excited to watch you guys continue your run in the playoffs. Tonight, you are a Robbie Hunter MVP presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Thanks for letting us be here, and good luck to you guys.
Thank you so much. Go Trojans.
Right, we'll be back with our Gatorade Players of the Game right after this.
It's that time of year. The Black Friday sales event at Matthews Kia of Cartersville is going on now. Get the 2025 Kia Sportage and 2025 Kia Sorento 1.9% APR for 60 months. The 2024 Sorento 0% for 48 months. Or the 2025 Carnival MPV LX for $409 a month. Hurry, because prices are in your favor right now during the Black Friday sales event. Don't forget, Matthews Kia of Cartersville is home to the lifetime warranty. Come see us today. All roads lead to Matthews Kia of Cartersville.
I take caring for my kitty very seriously. So when I found a health monitoring kitty litter, I had to meet the creator.
Oh, hi, kitten.
Please, I told you to call me Martha. This litter seriously stops odors, and it changes colors.
Smart and pretty, you could say.
You're going to make me blush. I love that it's lightweight, low dust, and delivers right to my doorstep.
Try it today. Go to prettylitter.com.
You have a vision, a dream. Doers like you drive the heartbeat of our community, creating jobs and the foundation of our future. Growing your business, reaching your true potential takes the right partner. At Gray Digital Media, we can help because we know local. Our marketing specialists know how to reach your customers here and everywhere. Our experience spans coast to coast, but our focus is right here in Atlanta. Building, connecting, finding solutions, exceeding expectations. Together, we thrive. You do what you do best. Create and innovate. We'll do the rest. Gray Digital Media. We know local. Let's connect today. GDMAtlanta.com.
And welcome back to our GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com post-game show. I'm Kelly Mansell with our Gatorade players of the game tonight, our offensive player of the game, Kamari Farmer, and our defensive player of the game, Landon Wolf. I watched you last year when you were just a sophomore, and to see where you are now, I'm really amazed by it. What are some of the biggest improvements that you think you've made from last year to this year?
Definitely my receiving. Last year I could barely catch the ball out the backfield, but that's a lot that I worked on this in the offseason. So.
I actually talked to the national recruiting director of On3 at halftime, and I told him to give me an under-the-radar kind of guy in this game, and he said without a doubt it was you. Do you think this was a statement game for you tonight?
Definitely. I feel like I'm underrated. I'm underrated back in Georgia, so, definitely a statement game.
Well, you definitely played a great game tonight. I'm glad we could put it on display. And Landon, for you, the leading tackler amongst both teams tonight, I think y'all knew coming in you were going to play an offense that's been putting up tons of passing yards this season. What was the defensive plan headed into tonight?
Defensive plan, the coaches, we just watched a lot of film, just stop the hitches, stop the run. We know they was going to run the ball a lot, so that was it.
And then late in the first quarter, it was still kind of a close game. What were some of those late first quarter adjustments y'all had to make?
Of course, start the run. We know their quarterback can run, so, just adjusting him and see what he was going to do.
Landon, Kamari, tonight you are our Gatorade players of the game. We'll be looking for y'all next week. Congratulations and great job.
Yes, Mom, I appreciate it.
All right, after this, we will be back with scores from all across the state.
A journeyman with Local 85, when you turn out, you can be hitting six figures.
Hey, I have your back, you have my back. We're going to do this together. We're one for all for one.
College just wasn't for me. Let's look into actual career jobs that wouldn't take college, where I wouldn't, lose money and all that. Instead of losing a lot more money at the end, why not make money and make more money at the end?
Are you interested in becoming a deputy or a jailer? The Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office is hiring and looking for individuals passionate about protecting and serving their community. If you are 18 years or older, join our team by visiting GoGCSO.com for more information. Gwinnett County, together, we can make a difference.
Breda's better at keeping termites out.
Besides the fact that we're sending a licensed inspector to your home, we're also using state-of-the-art technology. So we put those two things together to give you the best possible termite inspection. Quite simply, Breda is better at keeping termites out. Only Breda protects your home with a complete liquid barrier from Termidor. Your rate is locked in for 10 years, so if live termites are ever found, Breda will retreat, all for free.
Breda,
afraid of. No need to be afraid of bugs.
Deep shot for London. He makes the catch. The shot for Pierce, and who else but Jesse Bates? Moore, he fires through. Touchdown Atlanta. That goes nowhere. Find the pylon for the Atlanta touchdown. He's sacked for the end zone. And touchdown Atlanta. What a throw.
And welcome back to the Tailgate Show, brought to you by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. I'm Kaylee Mansell with Rusty Mansell. I see you got it too. It was a double jacket kind of night, huh?
Jacket night for sure. It's man, my blood doesn't flow as good as it used to.
And you're up there in that nice press box. Look, I think we're all surprised by the outcome of this game, but Carrollton dominated on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, nobody thought that was going to be there. Lowndes has taken a pretty lopsided loss of Buford as well. Here's what, Todd Robinson, he's the person that we thought could be really the talent equalizer. Obviously wasn't there tonight. Tough loss, Valdosta, but you could not say enough about Carrollton and how good they look. This is a very, very well-oiled machine right now.
Well, here's the thing. Now, next week, we get into the Elite Eight where all teams are going to be really competitive. Let's take a look at our scoreboard presented to you by the SEC. Let's go ahead and start with the class of 6A. Okay, Collins Hill, I believe, had to go to Colquitt County. Am I right?
You had to go.
2014?
Yeah, so the significance of that is Collins Hill goes and wins on the road at Colquitt County, but that eliminates everyone from Region 1. Valdosta's gone. Camden County's gone. Lowndes is gone. All those teams are done now, which is surprising to me. But you look at Grayson had to come back. Grayson had to come back and beat Norcross.
All right, and we're going to move.
A rematch.
Yeah,
Collins
I was
Hill,
just
Collins
looking at it, and I was like,
beat
wait
them
a
earlier.
second.
Yeah.
Okay, I heard you and Brandon talking about this in the press box. So we had North Cobb last week, who was the 1 seed. Douglas County comes to North Cobb, gets a statement win. That's a 31-10 win. They're going to play West Forsyth.
I tell you what, man, I like to see the tape on that. Johnny White's team, very, very dangerous. I know they want another shot at Carrollton. I know they do, and that's no secret. So if they keep winning like that, they're going to get a shot. Then West Forsyth, a team that we saw lose to Prince Avenue in the Corky Kell Classic to start the season. What a job they have done and got that team rolling. They are in the Elite Eight.
All right, we're going to move on to the upper right side of our bracket. Okay, so you had a matchup here tonight. Carrollton is going to face Hillgrove, who's kind of snuck under our radar this year.
They've done a great job over this. The team has kind of rebounded and been down a couple years. Great job in the Elite Eight. They beat Peachtree Ridge. Hey, you got to be the man to beat the man, and they're coming to play Carrollton next week in the Elite Eight.
All right, and then our final side of the 6A bracket.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, North Gwinnett and Buford. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, North Gwinnett's got to go like 6 minutes to go play Buford. So two great coaches, two great staff. Talking about like community buzz all week around a game like that. Buford North Gwinnett's going to be that's going to have a state championship atmosphere to me.
Hey, with traffic, it could be an hour. You never know. All right, let's take a look at our 5A bracket. Coffee gets the win over Brunswick tonight. 45-14. They're going to face Sequoia.
How about Sequoia? Upset Gainesville last week. Then they go beat the 1 seed from Region 4. They go beat Woodward Academy 35-17. I'm telling you, man, this team is getting hot at the right time. Coffee has dealt with the storms. They went 3 weeks without power. They had to communicate with their players through Facebook. They had to make posts because people didn't have power. You're talking about a team determined. Coffee and Sequoia, man, that's a great matchup.
Yeah, momentum's a huge thing in the playoffs, and it looks like Sequoia has it right now. Okay, so we saw the Thomas County Central buses coming up.
Deep.
On our way here. They had to come to Rome. That's a long trip. They get the win 35-7.
Yeah, rematch last year of a game. I think it ended like 2 points, but this time, no question about it. Thomas County Central comes to Rome, beat them by 4 touchdowns. That's a team that's only lost was to Lee County. They got a chance to win the state championship. They're trying to do it. Is that a final, or is that late with Langston Hughes and Roswell? If that holds the case, Thomas County, late in the fourth, Langston Hughes is leading Roswell. If that score holds, that means Thomas County Central will come right back up, this time to the Atlanta area. At least it'll be South Atlanta, but they'll play Langston Hughes, a Region 3 team.
Yeah, that game is still late in the fourth. You can check out scoreatl.com tomorrow morning for the final score on that game. Okay, Milton and Houston County. Milton arguably the favorite for the class of 5A. They're going to get a tough one in Houston County, though. It's been hot.
Yeah, Milton will host that game. Houston County is a 4 seed out of that region. That's a great region. They'll go to Milton next week. Tough task, the region, defending state champs, but Houston County on offense, very explosive, very explosive.
All right, and we will go ahead and Oh, we're talking about Sprayberry.
Yeah, man.
A team that, like, we just weren't thinking about. Maybe that was our fault, but when we saw them, we knew they were legit.
Yeah, I was in person. They impressed me. Great atmosphere, great team speed, got a lot of speed on defense, athletic quarterback. They got their hands full. Yeah. They're going to Albany. They're going to Leesburg next week to play Lee County. It's hard not to look at those two games and go, you could potentially be 2 weeks from tonight, Lee County and Milton, which would be a lot of work to do before then, though.
All right, let's look at our Class 4A bracket. It seems that we have East Side and then Kell and Creekside still in the fourth quarter. If it holds how it is now, East Side will play Creekside.
Yeah, East Side would be at Creekside if that happens. Creekside had to come back. They were down. I think they were down 20-6 at one point. East Side goes on the road and knocks off the defending state champions in Perry down in South Georgia. East Side, a team that lost very close in overtime to North Oconee.
Man, lots of upsets in the second round, and it will be a final score. Creekside does get the win. All right, then you've got Marist and Cambridge. I know you're really high on that Cambridge quarterback, but like we talked about, Marist is a team that's going to run the ball. You're going to get very few possessions in that game. You're going to have to make the most of it.
Yeah, you start talking about a team that's really explosive on offense. Weston Taylor and those wide receivers at Cambridge, another on-the-road win. Just right up the street, beat Sister Carrollton, literally 2 miles from here. They're going to play Marist, and the biggest concern there if you're Cambridge is the amount of possessions you get because Marist runs the football. I think Warner Robbins only had 3 possessions in the first half last week, and that loss. So Marist, well-oiled machine, senior quarterback. It's going to be a tough out. That will be at Marist next week.
That is every coach's worst nightmare. All right, we're going to have a good matchup here on the upper right side of our bracket. It's going to be Blessed Trinity and Benedictine, who is a 3 seed, but they're not playing like a 3 seed right now.
Another one of those tough regions. I mean, that region in South Georgia, Houston County came out of that region. So you look at this, Blessed Trinity, obviously Ed Dudley, we felt like is a really good football team, really good defensively. They're going to host that game next week with Benedictine. Lost their quarterback for the year. They lost their quarterback, and all of a sudden they moved their wide receiver to quarterback, and they have found something there.
Wow. All right, the last part of our 4A bracket is going to be Cartersville and North Oconee. I believe Cartersville has to go to North Oconee.
Yeah, so good luck to those Cartersville fans on 316 next week going to North Oconee. Good thing it's Black Friday because they can go around lunch. I mean, because, listen, I'll tell you this. Cartersville fan base, they will travel as good as anyone, and they will be on the road next week at North Oconee. To me, on paper, that has a state championship type vibe. That might be the best game in the state of Georgia. Next week, when you take all the considerations out, that is going to be an electric atmosphere. 2 really, really good football teams.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our Class 3A bracket. So this was a rematch. Jefferson, Oconee County. Jefferson comes out on top this time. They're going to play Cherokee Bluff.
You think Jefferson wasn't ready for that game?
Yeah.
They lost in overtime to Oconee County. To me, it was an upset, but Oconee County beat them. Jefferson was ready this time. 42-6 rolling. Cherokee Bluff, a team not getting enough attention. All of a sudden, you get a team like that that's in the Elite 8.
All right, moving on to the lower left side of our 3A bracket. It's going to be North Hall and LaGrange.
Yeah, North Hall, good job as well. But I got to say something about LaGrange. Matt Napier, the job he's done. We had them in a Corky Kell to start the season off, and Douglas absolutely ran through them, shredded them up, and I was like, man, they got a long way to go. But Coach Napier told me, he said, Rusty, we're a lot better than this. We're beat up, and we'll be ready. And here they are in the Elite 8, and they're peaking at the right time. Beat a really good Sandy Creek team.
All right, moving on to the upper right side of our bracket. It's going to be Peach County and Calhoun. And am I having flashbacks to the state championship game right now?
Hey, don't bring that up right now. We don't have time. I don't need to discuss that on air. That's enough. There's enough between those two communities. I don't have to bring it up.
Ooh, I knew I was having deja vu.
Where is that game at next week? So that'll be Team 6. And then is that game at Peach County?
It's going to be at Peach.
Whew, that's in Fort Campbell. And Calhoun's made that trip a couple times. Now, they've played a couple times since that infamous state championship game, but I don't care. When those two teams get together, it's going to be some extra energy. Let's just say that.
All right, moving on to the lower right side of our bracket before Rusty gets in trouble. It's going to be Stevenson and Southeast Bullock. I was just asking a question.
Yeah, you know what you were doing. Stevenson, the team in DeKalb County, good job there in the Elite 8. Beat a Whitewater team. They would go on the road, beat Jenkins out of Savannah. Southeast Bullock, a team I don't know a ton about. I stopped by there 3 or 4 years ago. They were down a little bit, so they've obviously done a really good job down there, right outside of Statesboro.
All right, let's look at our Class 2A bracket. Rockmart, really hot right now. Team 1 out of Class A, and they will host Morgan County.
Morgan County, great quarterback. Eric Zier's nephew, former Georgia quarterback, is a quarterback at Morgan County. The only loss they had this year, I believe, was to Callaway in the region championship, but you look at Rockmart. I've said it all along. They play so many tough games, but what Coach Parson does with Rockmart is he gets them ready for this time of year. They lost a heartbreaker in the state championship last year in overtime. I know that's been eating away at that school and that community. That's going to be a really good football game next week at Rockmart.
All right, let's move to the lower left side of our bracket. It's going to be Thompson and Burke County.
Yeah, another good matchup. Two very well-coached football teams. Be a great atmosphere there.
All right, and moving on to the upper right side of our bracket, we're going to have Stevens County and Appling County.
Yeah, Stevens County holds on to beat Callaway, and that kind of a little bit upset to me. Appling County, I know, is a really good football team. They beat Coach Miles, Carver, Atlanta. Appling County, I believe, was a team I picked to win the state championship in this division. For not at Rockmart, to go back and look at them, I had to do two different picks. I think I kind of cheated and went Appling County on one and Rockmart on the other. But Appling County Pirates, really good football team.
All right, moving on to the lower right side of our bracket is going to be
Wow.
Columbia going to Carver Columbus.
Columbia knocks out the defending state champions, Pierce County, who beat Rockmart last year in that classic overtime state championship game. Carver Columbus was really on paper, I think, is the favorite in this division. So they got that team is rolling right now.
All right, and moving on, we're going to have our Class A Division I. This is the upper left side. It's going to be Fannin County, the #1 team in all of Class A Division I. Northeast will travel to Fannin.
Yeah, you look at Northeast Macon, they're going all the way to Blue Ridge. And I guarantee you they haven't played a game in Blue Ridge in the history of their school. So that's going to be a great environment. It'll be chilly up there on the mountain, but Fannin County, 1 seed in this entire bracket.
All right, and moving on to the lower left side of our bracket, Fitzgerald, a team that consistently pops up in these deep playoff games. It's going to be them and Worth County.
Coach Tucker Pruitt down at Fitzgerald loves coaching the Georgia Elite Classic. I didn't get him in this year, and he's a little bit mad at me, but I'm going to give you some love this year. Y'all keep winning the state championship, and we'll see you in Atlanta if you keep winning games. But Worth County and Fitzgerald, two really big football communities that they will pack that place out next week.
All right, upper right side of our bracket, we've got Elbert County and Toombs County.
Yeah, Toombs County is the favorite to me. I mean, they came in and beat Rome. They beat a 5A team on the road. The only loss they had was a region championship. They lost 16-14 to Savannah Christian. Elbert County is another team on the road. Beat a really good Heard County team who's a region champ here from our region. Elbert County, I believe, will go to Toombs.
All right, and then the lower right side of our bracket, the final one for Class A Division I, it's going to be Thomasville and Dublin.
A lot of talk on Thomas County Central, and rightfully so. Defending state champs in that city, but don't count out Thomasville, the Bulldogs. That team is rolling. We went down there a couple years ago, one of the best atmospheres we ever was a part of. See that game against Gunner Stockton. But you look at Dublin, the Irish running the wing tee. Anybody that has to go to Dublin is going to have their hands full.
All right, and this is going to be our Class A Division II. We didn't get a chance to talk about them last week. They were all playing on Saturday.
Yeah, man.
It's going to be Irwin County and Tryon.
How about Tryon? It's a community in Northwest Georgia. We talk about them a lot. That school, man, just finds a way to beat Sly County last week, a team that played in the state championship a couple years ago. And Kelly didn't get to mention Sly County, so I got you. But Tryon, shout out to the Bulldogs. Stacy Searles, Georgia offensive line coach, always retweets that, keeps up with him, talks smack. So his school, his team's in the Elite Eight. Irwin County is always a perennial, not state championship favorite.
All right, and then we've got Clinch and Bowden, who I believe is the defending state champion or state runner-up.
Bowden is the state champion, beat Manchester. Bowden went to Metter and won today. So you look at those teams, they're going to know a lot about each other.
All right, and moving on to the upper right side of our bracket, it's going to be Jenkins County and Brooks County.
Yeah, Jenkins County, another really good football team. Brooks County down in Quitman, Georgia, right by Valdosta. I believe, Brooks County will be hosting that game.
All right, and for the lower right side of our bracket, Manchester rolls on, and they will host Lincoln County.
You're talking about two communities now that will shut it down next Friday night. They're not worried about Georgia and Georgia Tech playing Friday night. I can guarantee you Manchester and Lincoln County is worried about one thing. That football game on Friday night, I know Manchester, they just got 5-star Justice Terry back 2 weeks ago. He had an MCL. He came back last week, 10, 12 tackles. Getting him back for this stretch run. This is a team. They beat Bowden in the regular season. This is a team that had, just like Carrollton, they had a lot of seniors, and they're trying to win the state championship and avenge a loss last year in the state championship game.
All right, and we've got our private school bracket. Savannah Christian, the #1 team in this entire bracket. They're going to play North Cobb Christian.
Let me tell you something. A lot of people understand Savannah Christian. They're going to Savannah Christian, and that team is well documented, but do not count out North Cobb Christian. They got a 2027 quarterback in Teddy Gerard who will play in the Georgia Elite Classic. Very, very good football team is going to travel down. And listen, Prince Avenue, we've talked about them. I know everything about that team. Seen them for a while. They know they got their hands full. Prince Avenue, defending state champions, is going on the road next Friday night, and they will play in Savannah against a really good Calvary Day football team.
All right, and we've got the upper right side of the bracket. It's going to be Aquinas, who defeated Athens Academy tonight, 31-20. They're going to play a really, really good Hebron Christian team.
Yeah, you got to feel for Athens Academy and Josh Alexander. They were off for 4 weeks. They were the only team in the state of Georgia that faced that. They were off for 4 weeks. Had to come back and play Aquinas tonight. Got beat, but you look at Hebron Christian. To me, on paper, that is the scariest team in that bracket. We saw them against Prince Avenue. Speed all over the field. I would be worried to death to play them in a one-game setting.
Yeah, definitely giving a disruptor-type team. All right, and then the last part of the bracket is going to be Wesleyan and Fellowship Christian.
Yeah, 2 really good football teams. I'm sure they know a lot about each other here in Metro Atlanta. 2 private schools, 2 well-coached teams. That will be a really good football game.
All right, for all final scores, you can check out scoreatl.com. I know it's still early. Do we have any hints about where we might be next week?
Listen, we're handing this off to IJ Rosenberg. This is his party next week. God bless his daughter, Ashley. She's got her hands full next week with that. But, look, we're going to have a great game. There's not a bad choice, Elite 8. We'll have that on scoreatlanta.com early, not tonight, early in the morning. I'll have it on all my social media. Where we'll be. Again, we will not be here because of our day job. We'll be covering Georgia Tech, but I can assure you right now on this channel next week, you won't see a good high school football game. You're going to see an Elite 8 game in the state of Georgia. I don't care where they go. I know the options, and there's 4 to 6 really good teams that have a chance to play on TV next week.
Well, for myself, Rusty Mansell, Brandon Adams, Ashley Carey, IJ Rosenberg, Roddy White, and so many others, we wish you all good night and go enjoy some college football this weekend. We'll see you right back here next Friday, 8 o'clock.